Philadelphia, ironically nicknamed the City of Brotherly Love, is one of the most violent cities in North America. For the police, that means facing dangerous situations every day.
Get him! Hold on! Don't move! Don't come on!
And when the action gets too hot, the SWAT team comes to the rescue.
Turn the vehicle off. Go in the back, Bill. Turn the vehicle off.
These super cops have to face shootouts, barricades, hostage situations, and murderers on the loose. They are law enforcement's last hope in situations that sometimes look more like urban warfare than police work.
Fear is definitely a factor, and everyone has fear. If you're not fear, you wouldn't be human.
But to say I'm not afraid, I'd be lying to you. I mean, no, I'm not afraid on every job, but there's different jobs. If you're human, you're going to think. You know, someone's going to tell you this can be dangerous.
Turn the other way. Just slide back to your right. John, check him out. Keep your hands up front. Your hands up.
Officers Bill Hunter and John Reckner are members of Philadelphia's Special Weapons and Tactics Unit. Between calls for barricade and hostage situations, they patrol the streets of the city's toughest neighborhoods.
Police, come on, back off!
When you get into the busier districts, the cops are there because they want to be there. You see all these 25th District cars here every single time. And we're racing to beat them there because there's going to be an arrest. We're trying to get it, and they're trying to beat us here. But that's a good sign.
Aboard the Philadelphia Police Department helicopter, everything looks calm. But don't be fooled. The City of Brotherly Love has a dark side. In Philly, there are twice the number of aggravated assaults and rapes than the national average, and 3 times the number of murders. There were 348 homicides here in 2003. That's almost 1 dead body every day. With those kinds of stats, police officers don't have to look very hard to find some serious action.
Kate, first name, Mary, date of birth, 8/7/1958, black male.
John and Bill heard the call.
We just received information there was a shooting at 1600 Taney Street. We received information that the male who committed the shooting is driving a silver Chrysler. He's a black male, about 6 foot tall, with a black scully cap and a black hoodie.
When the police dispatcher gets new information on certain incidents, it is instantly broadcast on every police radio in the city. It's called flash information.
That's the term that we use to gather information on our assignment. Whether we're on patrol and there's a robbery just occurred, the more we know, the more chance we have of making an apprehension.
The description of the man, his car, the gun used, all that sounds familiar to John. He thinks he knows who the shooter might be.
Right here, right on Marston Terrace, as you turn in, it's an Oldsmobile. It's the second one, and it's a gray Oldsmobile. There's no tag on it, so that's the car. That's the car.
The gray Oldsmobile is there with a man inside. They have to be cautious. If it is the gunman, he will be armed, and both cops know that he probably won't hesitate to use his gun again.
Don't move. Don't move. What's your name?
Don't even move.
Wyatt?
Let me see him. Look over. All right, cuff him up. Let me see.
See your hands.
I will appear nice. If their attitude changes quickly, so will mine.
All right, cuff him up. Lean up. What's your name?
Suddenly, the suspect makes a move.
I said not to give me a problem, didn't I?
All right, he's all right. Leak's okay. He's not big. You're okay. All right, you're okay. Relax. I know. Relax. People don't want to get locked up. I mean, they don't want to. They want to run. They don't want to get locked up. They know they're doing something wrong, and that's their job to run. And I guess it's our job to catch them. I mean, it's not always a fight. You're just trying to place the cuffs on them. If they don't want to go, it's hard. I mean, you could be a 220-pound guy, and there could be a 120-pound guy running. You're chasing him. You catch him. If you don't want to get cuffed, it's going to be hard to cuff him.
I ain't doing nothing, officer. This not my car.
He's wanted for armed robbery shooting, so just drove by. We had a shooting a little while ago. Car matches the description. He's wanted anyway, so he's locked up, but we're gonna have somebody come over to see if it's a positive ID or not. So. All right, it's a good hit.
John calls for backup.
You can make this the 20.
At the same time, the suspect's family is now gathering outside. Among them is the suspect's mother, and she has no intention of helping the two cops arrest her son.
He's got a warrant anyway, man.
A warrant? What?
Just relax, man. There's a warrant for him. Just relax. Yes.
For what?
Another warrant. You remember I stopped him before and I spoke to him about something. I said there might be a warrant. Remember you were out here?
Call for a car.
Yeah, I got a car coming. Just relax.
What?
We'll explain it to you. Just relax. You're not going in that car. Yo, shut that door. No, you're not locking us. The car's going with us. Where's the keys?
I don't have them. The woman has the keys.
I need the keys, man.
You gave the keys?
I gave her a key.
I need the keys. Ma'am, I need the keys to the car. Don't make things worse. Your son's not in trouble for the shooting. He drove him to the hospital.
Well, then why you got him?
Okay?
Man,
Relax.
it's okay.
The suspect finally admits that he was at the scene of the crime.
This is just what happened.
I know what just happened.
Yeah, he got
Over on Cheney
shot.
Street.
Somebody
got
got
it, Phil.
shot, man, and I had to rush him to...
Okay, you rushed him to the hospital.
Hell yeah.
Then relax, chill out. He admitted to us that he dropped the person off the hospital after he was shot. Shots were exchanged from this car and outside at a location. We just arrived here, so we're not sure. We're gonna wait for the, supposedly there's a videotape at a store, so. He's locked up anyway for a shooting and a robbery from a previous warrant.
Other police officers are rushing to the scene. The suspect, handcuffed, is placed in another car.
It's gonna be a PA tag of Frank Victor Pat.
John and Bill search the vehicle looking for evidence.
Dude's got a 45, but I'm gonna find it.
They know that there is a gun somewhere.
He fled the scene too,
Really?
from the other shooting from Cheney Street.
All right, well, this is the car.
Thanks.
Bill can't find the .45 caliber revolver, but the search is just beginning.
Going to get towed and then print it for prints.
Oh,
I'll put on a
pull
proper
up, he's gonna
receipt. And probably part of a crime scene.
It's a good hit.
The suspect has a history. He was previously arrested for attempted murder, but was released.
Sometimes, like, would say you lock them up for an attempted murder. That person that they shot has to show up in court. And what happens sometimes is they will get to them before they go to court and threaten them, and they are intimidated and they will not show up. When they don't show up, then the charges are thrown out.
So now he's back on the street. Please.
Later on, John gets a call from one of the detectives who is searching the suspect's car.
In the trunk, they recovered a bulletproof vest, some ski mask. We have information that there's another vehicle involved. The detectives are going to look into that vehicle, and hopefully they could recover some more evidence, maybe find another gun. We had some information that there was a .45 caliber handgun that was used, and I also had information from an informant that he was carrying a .45 caliber handgun.
With a bulletproof vest and a ski mask found in his car, getting him off the streets may have saved someone's life.
So what? Dude, that's what I'm wearing. Go, it's down here for the house. Let's grab a seat, dress as best you could.
Back at police headquarters, Lieutenant Mangini is working hard to set up a complex SWAT operation. They have a warrant to arrest a man wanted for murder. He is presumed to be armed and dangerous. What's more, he'll be coming out of a big concert, and there will be a lot of people around.
His intention is to head down to the Wachovia Center for a concert, and naturally we do not want him to get inside there, so we need to intercept him before he makes his way to that location.
The operation is extremely risky and will demand absolute precision. An armed man with nothing to lose, standing in the middle of thousands of innocent people, could spell disaster.
We're going on a premise that he could and should be armed and dangerous. Just another day in paradise.
Oh, really?
Bill and John will be part of the strike unit.
This is a different job. This isn't a house. This is another job that it's going to take a little work. We're going to sit down for a while. We're actually going to come in early and we're going to think about what we're going to do because it's not a house. We're going to be actually waiting for somebody to show up and he's going to be in a car. So it's going to be totally different than what we're used to.
I'm excited about it. I hope things go well.
The hour has come. The show will be starting soon. Close to 20 members of the unit are part of the operation. This is a high-visibility, high-risk maneuver. Captain Cross is briefing the guys.
This is the guy we're looking for. You're all gonna get copies of this guy, okay? Changes his hair a lot. You can see those crew cut. We've got 3 different pictures of him, right? He's one on homicide. He hangs, his boys are the young guns who are performing at the center tonight. Show starts at 7 o'clock. We're gonna have 2 guys right here in plain clothes. Everybody has to identify themselves when they come in off 11th Street and go down that ramp. So we're gonna have 2 guys along with some Spectrum security taking a look, looking in there and IDing these guys, okay? If this guy is in one of these limos, we're gonna have a truck down here. We're gonna take him down right on this ramp here, okay? When they spot him, we're gonna call in the troops, we're gonna take this guy down. We don't wanna do it inside the building. There's too many people inside the building. These are bad dudes coming in here. So don't everybody concentrate when we get this guy, taking him down. 4 or 5, get him, grab him. The rest should be turning towards the crowd, make sure nobody's jumping our backs or anybody's pulling any while we're turned around. All right? Just so in case we need the uniforms or some extra muscle, we'll have them in this area. So besides us, we'll at least have 10 uniforms to help us out in case hits the fan.
Bill and John, like all the officers, get their assignment for the operation.
Okay, assignment.
That includes what kind of weapon they get to carry with them.
Hunter, Reckner, Sam 112, you'll have an MP5 and 1 carbine, okay? 1 M4 carbine. You're gonna post yourself on 11th Street.
Bill and John won't need to put on high protection body armor, but they will wear a bulletproof vest capable of stopping a projectile going 3,000 feet per second.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Their weapons, the MP5 and the longer-range M4, have been the workhorses for the Army and law enforcement agencies everywhere for a long time. They are semi-automatic assault rifles that can shoot over 10 bullets every second.
Fear is definitely a factor, and everyone has fear. If you didn't have fear, you wouldn't be human.
But to say I'm not afraid, I'd be lying to you. I mean, no, I'm not afraid on every job, but there's different jobs. If you're human, you're going to think. You know, someone's going to tell you this can be dangerous, but I do it.
Everyone is at their strategic location. They now have to wait for the suspect to show up. It's time for some last-minute studying.
I've never met him before, but I've been studying the photo now and the different photos that I have, and I have picked out a couple features that I'm going to look for. So if I do see him, I'm sure that I would be able to recognize it.
You know, you look at the face, you look at a feature that the guy's nose, or you can you can't change your lips, your nose, your ears, just different things you can pick out.
The crew is in place and waits. For 3 hours.
We're sitting here, we're just waiting. I mean, that's all you can do. A lot of times we wait longer than that. We'll wait on a barricade, there's sometimes 7, 8, 10 hours.
And finally...
There it goes. It's coming our way, Bill. It's coming our way.
It's us.
The suspect's van has been spotted, and it's going right by where John and Bill are posted. Everything is going according to plan. The van is immediately surrounded by the SWAT team. Bill runs up to the van.
Turn the vehicle off.
Go in the back, Bill.
Turn the vehicle off.
Turn the steering wheel, my man. Put him on the
He
steering wheel.
knows that if the suspect is in it, he may be armed and dangerous.
We're going to the airport.
It's off. Yeah.
The operation went down perfectly, except for one small detail. The suspect is not in the van. And obviously, nobody in the van knows what is going on.
Stand by.
Well, obviously the guy we're looking for is not there. He may have got word that we were out here. There was 5 people in the van when it went in, only 4 when it left. But the guy that was supposedly the guy we were looking for in the red was the guy who was inside the van, but it wasn't him. They all had ID and it wasn't him. We don't think he's here. I mean, if he knows by now, if we stop all these guys, they're on their phones. We didn't let them use their phones, but now they're probably using them, so they're probably off telling them. They're probably talking to them right now. We don't know. Get him another day. He's hiding. I mean, he's going to be hiding for the rest of his life. And these guys are going to keep traveling around with him. He's going to get caught. It's just a matter of time. But today was his lucky day, I guess.
The suspect wasn't where he was supposed to be, and that is very frustrating for the cops. Not only did they waste several hours, but more importantly, a suspected murderer is still on the loose. John and Bill will put away their assault weapons and go back to patrolling the streets of Philadelphia. Here, the action is non-stop. Within minutes, they have to respond to a call for a robbery and a shooting. In Philadelphia, there is a robbery or a theft committed every 9 minutes.
Details separated or left.
Anybody shot?
The victims were held for more than 15 minutes by men who they never thought would rob them.
Call the car.
Yeah, dark car, dark. Turn the window, turn the window.
Down, careful.
I can't.
It went that way, whatever which way, it went down.
All right.
To get inside the house, the robbers said they were cops, wearing badges, guns, and even bulletproof vests.
Well, that could be twofold. That could be one that make people think they're cops, and 2, maybe they're ready for a shootout.
They said dark rays, heavy limiter?
Yeah.
Some bystanders may have seen them.
Ask these guys, they're older, see if they see anybody fly by in a Lumina.
Yeah.
You never know.
Hey guys, how you doing? What we're looking for is a dark Chevy Lumina. Did you see them go by? Kind of gray.
No? Yeah, they just robbed somebody, pointed a gun down the street.
We didn't see him, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sure you will.
Bill sees a car matching the description given by the victims. It's parked in front of a takeout restaurant.
Whose car is this?
Whose car is there?
This car right here.
It doesn't feel like it was running. It's not warm. It's not warm, Bill.
What?
It's not warm.
Okay. Any weapons on you?
The guys don't even have time to finish their search when the fake cops strike again.
People, they said that they were police officers and they broke into the house. They locked them in the house and they robbed them. So this is the second one today. So we're gonna go see if we can find the car. 3 black males, one was heavyset.
But the trio of robbers know that the cops are breathing down their necks, so they choose to stay quiet for the rest of the night. "12 hours later, Bill and John return to duty.
Back to work.
As soon as the guys set foot in the building, they're assigned to a barricade. Once again, it is a home invasion. Maybe they will catch the suspects from last night. This time, they put on the heavy protection, a bulletproof helmet, and a heavy-duty vest. Right now, the situation is not clear. 2 men were arrested, but 1 robber is missing. A baby may have been shot.
When we go to a barricade or a warrant, information would be the person that we're looking for, how many other people are in the house, what kind of, if they have dogs in the house, what kind of weapons are registered to the house. The more we know, the better we can do our job.
All right, let's head on down.
You got the long gun first?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Mangini gives the lowdown.
Yeah, I told these
Nobody heard gunshots. One guy came out saying...
I asked these kids over here to hear any shooting. I said no.
No, one guy came out and said, pointed to his head, said they shot my child in the head. But nobody heard any gunshots.
Right.
But that don't mean anything.
Right. These people know what gunshots sound like that.
With 3 armed suspects reported here, John quickly makes the connection with last night's trio of police imposters.
3 males posed as police officers.
Every day.
And they've been hitting drug houses with money.
Okay, they don't hit these houses for no reason.
Right, exactly. I don't see a car. The car's supposed to be it looks like a cop car.
Bill gets in a strategic position.
Forget anybody comes out. If there's a shot to be taken, it'll be yours.
If the robber decides to come out running, Bill may have to shoot.
That's pretty clear. If they come out. Does it? Man.
You have to go in, man. You have to go in, man. There's somebody in there. Come on.
You got a shot. On the porch, yeah. They're on the porch. No problem.
And then some new information makes things even more complex.
There's somebody in the house next door that's not answering the phone, so they think they went in the house next door. We don't know yet.
So we're actually watching both properties until we can ascertain if we get a response from the original target location.
Bill, John, and the lieutenant decide to go to the house next door and make sure that the people there are safe. The snipers are ready to act if this turns into a shootout.
Police! Police! The police! Police! Police, man!
It's been an hour since the SWAT unit was deployed.
2 guys are caught. They got caught walking out. Okay. So there should be 1 more in there.
Hey, there was a kid shot.
Supposedly somebody kid was supposed to be shot in the head, but nobody's talking about it.
Detectives and a negotiator arrive with new information.
So any injuries to anybody?
No.
Nobody shot? Nobody hurt?
No gunshots were fired inside either. At first we heard rumor about that.
Was it a kid shot or something?
Yeah, but
unfounded.
It's unfounded. So the next move is this.
Using a handheld PA system, the negotiator is trying to make contact with the 3rd suspect who is presumed to still be hiding in the house. It's been 2 hours now, and there's still no sign of the robber.
There were 3 males that entered the house, and so far 2 of them have been apprehended. We're not sure where the 3rd person is, whether he got out or whether he's still in the property. So negotiations are going on to determine whether or not he's inside the property. At some time, if there's no response, someone will make a determination for us to enter the property and see if he's there.
I think they're gone. Why would they wait around?
I think they had a chance to go. If 2 of them got caught.
2 of them got caught, yeah.
He's hiding in that house.
The decision is finally made to make a move. An officer goes to get the breacher.
The breacher's responsibility is to get the doors open for you. What we use is a ram. Our ram probably weighs about 40 pounds and has a 2-handle bar on there. And when it's used correctly on a hinge or a lock, it will take it right through the wood.
They are now seconds away from making the entry. Once inside, anything can happen.
Your guard's always up. When you're going to enter a house, you don't know what to expect. You're really, the threat level's there. You go in and you look around, and you're also looking for the doer or the bad guy. You're looking.
I get nervous about it. I always had that touch of, like that dizzy feeling in my stomach now and again before you go into a house. But, that keeps you sharp. You don't want to be not nervous about it. The more nervous you are sometimes, it piques your senses. You're more prepared for what happens.
At moments like these, the members of the SWAT team rely on their training and techniques to make a safe entry.
There's a technique used by the entry team, which all bases will be covered by the 1st man, the 2nd man, and the 3rd man. And this technique will cover all the angles of the room and any kind of threat that they could encounter as they make their entry. The suspects possibly had body armor. Our 1st man in used a carbine, which is a shorter version of an M16, which is body-piercing armor. It's possible that the shotgun or the MP5 might not pierce body armor.
In the chamber. If they were looking for prints.
Okay, well.
We were there for a few hours. We're waiting. It's a waiting game. You wait, and wait. And then in 5 seconds, it's over.
We made our entry. The 3rd one was not there. However, there was a chrome-plated automatic revolver right in the doorway. It had About 4 assignments where home invasions occurred with 3 males, including a chrome-plated automatic weapon. I mean, I believe it's probably the same offenders.
And life goes on.
Good job, thanks. Hey, have a great Christmas, all right?
It is 4 a.m. and the morning crew of the SWAT unit is about to serve 2 warrants.
Scott, Rebel, Teddy, Crawford.
The information about the suspect would send shivers down the spines of most people. For the SWAT members, it just tells them what they will be up against.
Search warrant and arrest warrant, a 22-year-old black male. This house belongs to girlfriend's parents. All right, he's accused of shooting his father. He shot his father. And they said, I just got off the phone with the detective. The father don't look good.
Most of the people we're dealing with, they're with warrants. They're wanted. It's a high-risk warrant. They're wanted for a serious crime, whether it's narcotics or a robbery or homicide. You just always have to be ready.
As we go in, your position in line determines your assignment. Each person has a different assignment. And when you make your entry, your main focus is your assignment.
Just listen up. The lineup's going to stay front containment. Use a 113 DePietro, an MP5. Riley have a handgun. Amaro, a shotgun. Scott, handgun, and bring a pry bar with you.
Different weapons are used for different goals of our entry. The first man in will usually carry a long gun, whether it be a shotgun, M16, or an MP5 weapon. The second man in will usually carry his handgun. It makes him more mobile. When you carry a long gun, being the first man in, it makes you less mobile.
Second floor, Rebel with a shotgun, Bassetti a handgun, Lieutenant will have a flashbang.
Flashbang is a diversion technique that we use to catch someone off guard, catch them by surprise, to give us the edge.
Okay, it's a 2-story brick row. It's a marked property. It's got storm door, a wooden glass inside door. Richie, make sure you cover yourself up there, right? This detective says he's got a real good feeling that this gun's in this house, all right? Everybody understand their assignments? Everybody understand their assignments? Yes? Okay. Frankfurt Lehigh.
The guys all get to a location close to where they will strike. It is called the staging area. They put on their equipment. They wear the heavy-duty bulletproof vest, a bulletproof helmet, and an advanced communications system. The sergeant meets with the detective in charge of the case to get more information.
Yeah, I got 3 great witnesses, plus Dad identified him. I'm sorry. Plus his father identified him in the hospital with Nod. He's got a trachea. He coded at least 3 times. He coded on the way to the hospital. This guy's just not meant to die.
Everyone gets into position. Some will be part of the entry team. Others will be the rear and front containment.
Let's make sure nobody runs out the back or out the front or tries to hurt the entry team as we're going up. Okay, so
The entry team sneaks close to the house without making a sound. The element of surprise may be their biggest ally. They want to catch him off guard and hopefully away from his weapon.
Police! Warrant!
The entry team leader bangs on the front door, hoping to surprise the suspect.
Police! Warrant!
On a warrant, we will knock and announce, and there's a specific time required for them to open the door.
Police!
If the door isn't opened in that required time, then the breacher will force the door open.
After a few seconds, someone finally opens the door. A few more seconds and the SWAT unit would have broken it down. It is now safe for the detectives to get inside. The SWAT unit has done its job and secured the place.
The girl in the, he's not in there, but the girl in the striped shirt is Jennifer. That's the girlfriend.
The SWAT unit serves almost 300 high-risk warrants every year. To last in this job, you have to walk a thin line between going all out and not taking every job too personally.
You know, we're there, and you see, we're in the car, we're all hyped up. But when it's so fast, when it's over, then yeah, we were all disappointed. I mean, we wanted to catch him. We wanted to catch the bad guy. That's why we're there.
If you harp on things too much, it eats you up inside.
No luck. No luck. Next time.
But Lady Luck smiles at the last moment.
I ain't do it.
The suspect is caught down the street while trying to sneak past the policeman.
How old are you? No. My mom. No, man. Go call my mom. I'm a man. Why? Your wish came true, man. You didn't want to go to work. And now you don't got to go to work. You don't have to go to work. You're right.
I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been down there.
Actually, when you're serving warrants, like the warrant we serve for homicide, that's a serious warrant. Now, that's a bad guy. I mean, he killed somebody.
The SWAT unit goes back to the station. Awaiting them over there is another briefing for another warrant.
He's a 21-year-old black male. He's wanted for murder. They had on the 5th of March, they had it was a drive-by killing is what it was. They carload of people bought some drugs. They didn't like what they got. They went back and they did up the corner with I believe it was an AK-47.
Every little detail about the house and the surroundings are given to everyone. They don't want any surprises.
It's got a white security door. It's got an enclosed porch. You keep that in mind, okay? Who's the first one in?
I think the first person in would be the most dangerous, because if somebody's waiting in there with a gun, you're the first person he sees.
Picture it like a funnel, and you're coming through it, and if you were to stop in the middle of it, everything gets banged up and clogged up behind you. We all have an assignment. When the first floor people come in, the second floor people are right behind them. But as like I said, everybody has a different assignment, and your job is to stick to that assignment. As long as you stick to your assignment, all goals are achieved.
After meeting at the staging area, the unit is on its way to the suspect's house.
We're going to give him a good morning welcome.
The door is quickly answered, and this time the suspect is nowhere to be found. Every operation of the SWAT unit has to be flawlessly executed. Every little detail can mean the difference between life and death. So for the SWAT unit, as with anybody else, practice makes perfect.
Being in SWAT, we have outstanding equipment and a lot more training than a regular patrol officer does. So I think sometimes the guys in SWAT are a lot more prepared than a regular patrol cop.
Let's go. We're loading charge. All right, on the west, 10 rounds, center man. All right.
The group there, and a
Man to go. We're going to start moving. Man, on the whistle, you're going to fly. All right? Everybody understand? Yeah. Both eyes open. Go.
You do it right here. You're going to do it right when you're out. When you're in a house, you're going to aim right. You're going to hit center mass where you're supposed to hit. That's why we do these drills.
The analogy that I use, it won't be like a pool shooter who can shoot pool every night on a consistent basis and maintains a certain level of proficiency. If he doesn't go out and shoot pool for a couple months, the first time he walks back in, it will lower down. The ability to come up here will help us maintain a higher proficiency of handling the weapon. I think with the stress, a lot of times you will do things without thinking, and sometimes your skill kicks in, and you might even do a little better.
You need much more than a sharp eye and a taste for danger to make the cut as a SWAT member. All the protection and equipment they are wearing can weigh as much as 70 pounds.
And we first put that stuff on, we were out there just observing jobs, different warrants. I tell you, it was heavy, but you get used to it anyway. It's like anything else, your body gets used to it. And then we work out, and that helps us keep in shape.
Back on the streets after their training session, Bill and John are assigned to assist some officers who have made an arrest.
And they responded to the sergeant, saw the male running down the street. He was trying to rack the gun. It jammed on him. He dropped it. They apprehended the male down the street. They picked up the gun. It was still jammed. They call us for weapons like this. I mean, it's a military-type weapon, and if you don't have the know-how to unload it, make it render it safe, then it's better just to call a SWAT unit. Will come render it safe, and they'll take it down to ballistics.
Yeah, it's jammed.
Yeah, it's jammed. You can see.
It's a double feed.
As soon as they secure the jammed weapon, another call comes in. This time, it's for a robbery with a possible hostage situation.
Mostly person with a gun. This could be a barricade.
Yeah, we're not that far. We're in actually pretty good position for this one. Next one down.
Same one, Sam. We're pulling up A Street. What's the flash?
There's a black male by the name of Frank Jr. wearing a gray and black jacket about 5 inches tall. He's homeless. People get their will.
38.
What's going on?
You got a gun! Nobody got no gun on me. Yes,
Frank, is that you?
Yes, it's me,
Okay.
big guy.
It's
How
all
you
right.
doing?
Good, how you been?
It's my uncle get drunk doing the again.
Who's in the house now?
It's my Uncle Billy in there.
All right. He's in there by himself?
Yes.
Hey, Uncle Billy. Yeah. Everything all right?
The man who called in is obviously drunk, but that doesn't mean that he is not telling the truth.
Okay, who called?
I called.
Okay. Did you see your gun?
I see him.
Where at?
He took it upstairs.
Bill goes upstairs and finds that the caller was right. There is a gun.
Uncle Billy.
We show you a gun. Can you tell me if it's the gun or not?
Is this what you saw?
Is that what you saw?
Is this the gun? Sit down.
Okay, is this the one you saw?
Is this the gun you saw?
I don't know, sir.
Does it look like it?
Kind of favorite? No. It's kind of favorite.
Okay.
All right, no problem. You can put your leg in. Okay. Put your leg in. We'll take care of it all. It's just a PlayStation gun.
Okay.
That's what he saw laying on the table.
I believe you. There are some funny situations that occur during our day, and I will come home and always tell a funny story because that really breaks up the monotony of what, if they have any worries about what I do all day, I tell a funny story and maybe they don't worry as much.
Here, anybody check this?
There has been some development in the home invasion case. A victim recognized one of the 3 fake cops on a mugshot. The detectives followed the lead and found a car matching the description. 2 men fled. The third one is hiding. John and Bill are on the spot in minutes, hoping to catch the elusive criminals.
We left
Is it the car?
30 seconds. 30 seconds. We just pulled away from there. We just crossed over Broad Street when the call came out, man.
Is it the car?
Show us the car. We're going to look at the car on the camera.
At the top of the
Car's down the end of the block.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sergeant, you let us walk all the way on.
Just, Bill. Just me.
So they got one person? They didn't get any of the guys?
No, they lost one guy. They know who the one guy is.
Did anybody check this? Look at it right there.
The police helicopter arrives on the scene. Its state-of-the-art technology is a very much needed addition to the operation.
There was possibly a shooter in the back alleyway. Everybody emptied out of the alleyway. Air TAC unit went above it and used what they call a thermal heat sensor. And a thermal heat sensor would pick up any kind of heat from a person hiding in the alleyway, something that we couldn't see in the middle.
Okay, there's the building in question. Now you see the officer standing there on the ground? Yep. That's the heat. Actually, you can see the front of their cars.
Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe the guy's over here.
But the helicopter can't look inside the houses.
They can't see a thermal inside.
This dangerous job is left to the officers.
They said they didn't go in, right?
He didn't go in.
Watch the hole in the floor right there.
Man. We find some of the abandoned houses dangerous because as we make our entries into them, a lot of them are booby-trapped with missing floorboards, or John and I had went into a house last week where we went into the back window, but before we stepped in, we looked down and there was a big square cut out. So if we weren't looking down and preparing ourselves for something like that, you could have fell straight through to the basement.
Now, the floor there, the floor wouldn't support anybody if somebody went in there. If he's hiding in this back alley, it's not going to be in that house because he could never made it inside.
Yeah, it's not fresh.
John suddenly finds an important clue. Fresh blood.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Guy, he's inside. He's inside here, dude. The guy's inside here. There's blood, Bill.
Bill? Bill? Where's Bill?
Yeah, it's not fresh, but... Well, let me see. It started over here, right? Here's the blood trail. Here, it started right here, look.
What?
It looks like he got shot in a chair or something. There's blood on the chair. You can see right here. It's going all the way out to here. The blood trail comes right out here.
It's all fresh.
See it coming out here, the trail?
While Bill and John follow the blood trail, two of their colleagues from the SWAT unit arrest the elusive robber. Tonight, Philadelphia will be a safer place. Another day, another warrant for the SWAT team.
He's wanted for attempt murder with a gun. Line of march. Going to be rear, front, entry, entry. Rear, you guys are going to lead the way. You're going to go up to Corley Street.
If you were to ask me what was my favorite position in the stack, I'd have to be the #1 guy, because the rest of the team's all stepping off on your step.
If you like your job, and you always want to be the first one to do something, right? You don't want to just say, oh, I want to be the last person. No, you love doing what you're doing, you want to be the first person. That's just the way I am, and everybody I work with pretty much on the same page.
At the staging area, the detective gives out a picture of the suspect.
All right, here's the guy we're looking for. It's a younger photo. Here's your photo.
Nice. That's the guy?
That's him.
We'll get him.
All right, okay.
There is no room for improvisation or error. Any mistake could be their last one.
We're gonna pull up. We're all gonna hook up together right at that corner. Front, as soon as they give you the word, you guys go right on down. The walk is about 20 feet down. 10 houses to your, on your right. We're all gonna walk down and we'll do what we gotta do.
Police, let me see your hand! Police officer!
Get down the floor, man. Get down the floor. Everybody has their own job to do, and if we do it right, pretty much we'll come out okay. Barber shot anyway.
This operation went down perfectly. When they got to the door, the suspect was about to come out. They caught him. 1 minute later, and they would have missed him.
They said, don't worry about it. We're taking everybody. We got everybody. All right, guys, back to the barn.
Never thought I'd want to go on the SWAT team. I had a chance to. I put my transfer in and I went. Now this is all new to me. I've only been here about 9 months, and most of that was training. So now I'm on the street and I'm having fun.
Ron. Okay. Hi, Michael. Hello, Stephen.
Fighting crime is one thing, but prevention is also essential. And Bill is doing his part. He has been a volunteer wrestling coach for 15 years in a school in one of the toughest parts of town.
I know I'm making a difference because, first of all, a lot of times you see when you're out there in the streets, they don't always look upon the police in a positive way. And these kids see a totally different side of me when I'm dressed up in my sweat clothes, running their practices, rolling around, taking them to matches every Saturday. So they see a totally different side of a police officer than someone on the street locking up everybody they know. But they also know that I care about them all, and I would help them out in any situation.
And this approach works.
Right now, there's about 15 or 16 guys that I coached in this level right here that are on the police force right now. There's even one who's in the FBI, there's one in the Secret Service, and I'm real proud of the ones that did well.
Thanks.
After this quick stop at the school, Bill is back on the streets.
We just got a call. There's a guy at Germantown in Orleans, which is right by Germantown, Indiana, wearing a black jacket and skull. He's got a .40 caliber on him.
If I was to get out of my car to stop someone or arrest somebody, my eyes are on them. Before I get out, my eyes are on the surroundings. As I get out, I have to focus on that individual. And as I approach him, my actions will also be the circumstances that surround this man. His actions will dictate what I do. If he's going to be complacent, okay, not that I'm going to let my guard down, but I'll probably move up as quickly as possible before that complacency changes.
There he is right there.
Which one?
Black hat or what?
The one that's not Zaire.
Which one? Is it this guy?
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. This dude right here. Just pass him, pass him, pass him. Pass him.
Down on the ground. Put your hands right there.
Put his hand behind you. Go.
Don't move that hand, my man.
Move that hand.
As you're talking to them, you usually know their demeanor, and the threat level goes down. But you always gotta have your guard up. But it just goes down. Like when I'm getting out of the car, if I'm gonna stop you and I think you have a gun, yeah, I'm gonna treat you differently until I get a chance to see if you have, in fact, have that gun.
Bill finds what he was looking for.
John.
Yo. You got it? Hey, man, see?
Turn around. It's a BB gun.
It's a BB gun, yeah.
This serves you no purpose whatsoever as far as self-defense goes. It could be used for intimidation in such a thing like a robbery. From a distance, someone can mistake something like this for maybe a 9mm, and this could cause you a lot of damage. You get you killed carrying something like this on the street.
If you get 50 gunmen, 1,000 kids in a school, people are going to die.
This is a training exercise, but a hostage situation in a school is always a very real threat. The goal is to make a fast, effective, and safe entry. And make no mistake about it, training pays.
Yeah, you went a little bit, too fast, but...
This is a stage process. Up, 2 guys, call the other guys up.
Insert a magazine, charge them up, and holster them up.
The exercise has to be interrupted. A call just came in. It's a hostage situation.
We received an assignment of a barricaded male inside of the house with a gun, and that's where we're headed to now. We just received information of our staging area. We're going to go gear up, and our sergeant and lieutenant will give us our assignments.
While he gears up, John gets some information from the first officer on the scene.
We just had a training day up the academy. Yeah. What do we got going on?
As the boyfriend comes to our house, somebody lets him in on their way out.
Right.
He comes in, he comes up to her, and he tells her that he wants to be with her. She tells him, get out, I don't leave you. And he said, okay, I'm gonna kill myself, and pulls out a gun.
So he does have a gun.
And she ran. She said she saw something silver and sparkling, it was dark.
Right.
She ran. She has on no shoes or anything.
Oh, she's in the car now?
Yeah, she's
okay. Yeah. Thanks. Ex-boyfriend, says he's threatening to kill himself. He's got a gun.
Of the girl in the car?
Yeah.
Each situation is unique and needs to be analyzed before any action is taken. And a case involving a suicidal person demands finesse, not brute force.
Any news?
He's in there.
Oh, he is in there?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
They got the rear containment, seen some movement in the back rear windows. And since it was just him and his girlfriend that was living there and she's out here, he is on the phone right now on the phone with 911.
Okay.
SWAT members are sent to the front and the back of the house to look for any movement from the suspect.
Sergeant's gonna check it out and make sure everything, see how many people we need. We don't even know what the house looks like at this point.
A warrant entry is more of a dynamic entry, and this could be a stealth entry, which would be a much slower process of zeroing in where this person is in the house and hoping to get himself to surrender without incident.
Again, before sending in the SWAT, other strategies are taken into account to try to resolve the situation peacefully.
They're gonna probably get some negotiators to call on the telephone and talk.
And if he's in there, hopefully he can talk him to come out and surrender.
We could be here all night long. Right, no one's at risk but himself, so they'll take as much time as they need.
You know, near the holidays, and they're usually the bad ones.
Even though they understand the depth of the human drama unfolding before them, for the officers, these situations are like game day for a professional athlete.
Every job you get a little rush. I mean, that's part of the job. It's, you know, adrenaline rush. I mean, you've seen the way everybody, as soon as I heard Barricade, everybody, we're training, everybody's happy. That's why we're here, you know, everybody's happy.
Finally, the SWAT members won't have to put their skills to work.
Well, negotiator was able to negotiate the surrender. He didn't want to harm himself. He wanted to talk to his grandfather, and once the grandfather was over there with the negotiator, he surrendered. And they did recover the silver semi-automatic handgun and under the bathtub. So they did recover a gun. He did have a gun, but it worked out for the best. He surrendered.
Dealing with criminals day after day, the guys have to avoid becoming cynical. They have to always remember that they are fighting crime to make these dangerous neighborhoods safer for honest people.
So, I mean, regardless of its appearance, there are still a lot of good people who live in this area.
Well, yeah, money. They can be a little older. Some of the people we talk to are older.
Right.
Are older. They're not young kids anymore. They were here their whole life. Just sort of on their own. They try to help us out as much as they can.
And in return, we try to help them out.
I never really think about putting my life on the line for somebody who doesn't appreciate it. You know, there's always that one person who you help who appreciates what you did for them. You know, whether it's a hostage rescue that you're doing, or, you know, a barricaded person, or just somebody on the street. You know, you stop somebody from getting mugged, they'll remember that. You know, a cop helped me out one day.
Bounty hunter Walter Fernandez has one key mission: to track down and catch wanted criminals and bring them back before the courts.
Fugitive recovery. They tell you, if you don't open the door, we're gonna kick the door.
Walter and his bounty hunting partners will stop at nothing to catch their prey.
If I'm looking for you, I'll stay on you until I wear out the very last lead I can get. I will stay on you. I'll flip every stone. I'll chase you from one end of the earth to the other.
Guys, come on.
Going after drug dealers and murderers alike, bounty hunters never know what kind of fugitive might be waiting for them behind those closed doors.
Take it down, take it down, take it down.
And to what extreme they will fight to stay out of prison.
Let's see what else we got here.
It's 5 a.m. and the sun is about to rise on the streets of New Jersey.
He gave us a Redmond Street address.
This is Walter Fernandez's hunting ground, and he's about to strike.
It's a young kid. We got to be careful with him. You know how these young kids are. Tend to want to run. Yeah. All right.
Working with his regular crew, Walter is on the hunt for a man in his early 20s who's wanted in court for skipping bail on drug charges. Now considered a fugitive, the drug dealer is being stalked by professional bounty hunter Walter Fernandez and his highly trained crew, the Metro Fugitive Recovery Squad. Walter has been tracking down fugitives for the last 14 years, and his experience makes him one of the very best. If you jump bail, you better hope that your bondsman doesn't send this guy after you.
Right now, we're going to 11 Gardenia. We're gonna go try to see if we grab this guy up.
If you get arrested, you get out on bail with a bail bondsman. You're scheduled for court. If you don't show up to court, the judge considers you an FTA. They send out a failure to appear notice. Henceforth, you get a warrant. And it's called a bench warrant, actually. You get a warrant for your arrest, and at that point, you're a fugitive.
Which means that for Walter and his crew, you are now fair game.
There's a green Cougar. What year is this Cougar? A 2000? That's got to be it right there, that green Cougar.
And make no mistake about it, for these guys, it is a hunt.
I became a bounty hunter back in '92. I'm pretty aggressive at getting what I want. And it helps me when I'm hunting because I don't give up.
As daylight breaks, Walter and his squad strategically approach a house where they suspect the fugitive is hiding. At this early hour, the bounty hunters are confident he's still in bed.
The house is right there, bro. That's his car right there. That's the co-signer's car. So, right, you see the lights on? That window upstairs, that's there. So don't get in the view of the...
The crew stealthily move towards the house, careful not to give away their presence. For bounty hunters, a surprise attack is one of their greatest assets. With the squad strategically positioned around the house, Walter makes the first move to assess the activity going on inside. No one is more dangerous than a fugitive running from the law, so if the drug dealer saw them coming, Walter and his men could be in for a dangerous surprise. Whenever drugs are involved, there's always a threat that the situation could turn violent.
In my 15 years experience, I've been on the staring down the barrel of a weapon before, and it's not a pleasant experience. We wear body armor, and that's probably the best protection you can have. Hopefully they don't shoot you in the head.
Check it out, check it out. I want to talk to her some more. They're always in there. We just don't know if they're inside right now or not.
The Metro Fugitive Recovery Squad is a blended mix of speed, strength, and smarts.
I'm a runner. I'm a great runner. You know, I'm a very healthy guy.
Walter must utilize each agent's specific skills to successfully capture his prey.
If someone has to go through a window or something, they'll be me. You know, no one else, they'll be me.
You good?
In New Jersey, currently, there is no law yet governing bounty hunters.
If a bounty hunter is sure that a fugitive is hiding inside a private residence, he has the right to break in and make the arrest. This right dates back to an 1872 U.S. Supreme Court decision.
The way to make entry if someone doesn't want to open the door, first thing that comes to mind is, you know you have the right to enter. If I know you're inside, then yeah, I'll do what I have to do. If I'm not sure, then there's other ways. You can look through a window. If there's a window that I can boost my partner up into and look in, if the window opens, I'll push my partner right through the window, let him go inside. And believe me, once people see you going through their window, they're gonna react and they're gonna come out and say, hey, what are you doing? Act like, oh, I didn't hear you knocking. And you know they're lying, but at that point, you know something's going on. Then you have two choices. Kick the door down and go in if you feel that your partner may be in imminent danger, or wait for your partner to come open the door for you. That is a game time decision that you make at the moment.
We should have kept his radio.
That's all right, he'll be good. Trust me, you see someone flying out the window, it won't be him.
If anything goes wrong inside the house, Ali will have to take on the drug dealer and his backup crew alone. As a result of a court ruling, New Jersey bounty hunters cannot carry firearms, so Ali must rely on his baton, pepper spray, speed, and strength.
Guys, come here.
Yo!
Take it down, take it down, take it down.
Turn the shower
Back up, let's not crowd this room. Turn the shower off.
Like a shot, Walter and his crew storm the house with lightning speed, giving their wanted fugitive little time to react.
Cover yourself. Let's cover yourself. Listen, either you cover yourself or we gonna cover yourself.
This quick arrest was a textbook intervention. Unfortunately for Walter, bounty hunting and its unpredictable game of cat and mouse is not always this easy.
No, I just want to make sure, because you don't want us to take you in there with
After 15 years of hunting down fugitives, Walter knows who he is up against.
Your general fugitive is usually a drug dealer. They tend to be aggressive. They're usually carrying guns or knives. They're the violent type. They're usually runners. So we're going to be transporting him now to Cinnamon's, and he's not too happy, as you can see. But we got to do our jobs.
Now in custody, the fugitive drug dealer will be escorted to the county jail, where he'll wait to face justice once again, this time from behind bars.
I became a bounty hunter back in '92. That was my first interest in bounty hunting. I had a bounty hunter who was supposed to come into the high school for career day, the high school I go to. What happened is he never came in, but I did so many things to get into his class, to listen to him speak, that I had to try to get in it somehow. So I spoke to a few of my friends that are on the police force, They told me I had to talk to a bail bondsman, and one of them knew the local bondsman, so he made a connection for me. And I spoke to him, and sure enough, he got me a few cases, and I got my first try at it. I wasn't very successful, but I got my first try.
Bounty hunting is anything but simple. Finding a fugitive who's trying to escape the law is a delicate and challenging task. Unlike the police, who have Miranda rights and probable cause to assist them, bounty hunters have no formulas for success, and certainly no guarantees. Every case is different and requires its own plan of attack.
My best advice to a young guy that wants to be a bounty hunter is simple. At the beginning, don't quit your day job. It's gonna take a lot of time and perseverance. Like any other business, you're gonna have to develop a clientele and develop a reputation before you can make it in this business. And there's no guarantee you're gonna make it.
Carjacking central. Hell yeah. Careful when you go through an intersection, because somebody may ride a stolen car and may hit you.
The one thing in common between all of Walter's cases is the action and danger involved in chasing down a fugitive. Whether he's hunting down a drunk driver or a suspected murderer, Walter always prepares for the worst-case scenario. He knows the minute a fugitive catches him off guard, his life is immediately put at risk. For Walter, every new case starts out the same way. Someone gets arrested and hires a bondsman to help them post bail and remain free until their future court date. When the defendant fails to appear in court at the prescribed date,
This is the new one?
the court issues an arrest warrant and holds onto the bail. At that point, the bondsman hires a bounty hunter to bring back the fugitive and help him recollect his bond.
Steve, give me the file for David Acosta.
The bondsman gives the bounty hunter all the relevant information about the fugitive, but it's rarely enough to locate him.
The basic information that we have on this file is the person that signed, all their information, where they work. They have a few references number, the car information, where they work, how long they've been working, the supervisor's name, and basically, in the other sheet, we have all the defendant's information, which it tells us his weight, his date of birth, his address, previous address, where does he work, and, if he'd been arrested before that.
Although this is a good starting point, the chances of finding a fugitive at the address listed on the bond agreement are slim. So when Walter gets a new case, he'll have a lot of research to do before finding his prey.
I don't think he wants to talk tonight.
Working out of his home office, Walter reviews the fugitive's public records online for any clues that will lead him to his whereabouts. In bounty hunting, this research is called footwork.
What I do there is I have a website I go on where we can do, we can run social security numbers, name searches, basic skip tracing. Phone numbers, cell phone numbers. Anything that is a public record, we can access it through that website. So that's basically what I do, is skip tracing on the computer. See if I can get a better location. Usually through the social, with the name and date of birth, we can track down, I would say, probably about 70% of people. The other 30%, you gotta work a little harder and go different routes to catch them. Sometimes on a street level, different things.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hi.
We may get an address as an empty lot. You don't want to go out at 3 in the morning, go to an address and find out, oh, it's an empty lot. So you do footwork during the day to verify information, and then at night we do our hits.
Okay, wait a minute. What vehicle do we have for him?
When the information from the computer turns stale, they have to trade up their home office for the streets of New Jersey and physically search out the leads they need.
How you doing? Bail enforcement, ma'am. Can I ask you a question? Bail enforcement. Fugitive recovery. Here's my ID.
They're looking for a man called Stephen Caldebra who was arrested on drug-related charges. Caldebra was suspected to be out of the state for the past few months, but reliable sources now tell the squad that he's back in town. Walter and his crew meticulously check out every lead they have. That includes questioning the neighbors. To gain their trust and willing cooperation, Walter and his men use a high degree of tact to get the information they need.
How you doing, bro? You live here?
Neighbors have a tendency of not talking, but it depends on the neighborhood you're in. If you're in a bad neighborhood, predominantly Hispanic. And not only Hispanic, but say predominantly, for instance, I'm Dominican. Say the whole neighborhood is Dominican. Dominicans are a very tight-knit group. So it'd be very difficult to get a neighbor who's Dominican to give up a Dominican. So a lot of times, and this might not sound right, but you have to play the race card. If you're looking for a black guy, you try to find a white old neighbor, and they'll probably give him up, or vice versa. Sorry about it. All right, let's go. Nah, negative.
As soon as night falls in Jersey City, Walter is getting ready for the next phase of this operation. By cross-checking the different information he's uncovered today, Walter has managed to pinpoint Caldebra's whereabouts to his mother's house.
Oh, shit. Right near the laundry room, hang on.
All right, let's go for it.
We're going for it right now.
The air is filled with tension as Walter and his troops are about to raid the home of the fugitive's mother. Everyone's wearing full body armor for protection, as they can't be sure how Caldebra will react. He may very well be armed and dangerous.
I got movement. Lights. Fugitive squad, ma'am. Metro Fugitive Recovery, bail enforcement. Looking for your son. Take a look around.
Can I get it?
Sure.
Can I pull somebody down? I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. You understand, if we find him here, you can be charged, right?
Oh, he's not here.
Okay.
He's not here.
You usually want to do it early in the morning, and I'm talking between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. That's usually when you do your hits, because that's when you're going to catch people in bed, sleeping. They're usually less prone for violence at that hour in the morning.
While one bounty hunter speaks with the defensive mother, Walter and Ali make use of this valuable opportunity to search the house for helpful clues.
I only saw this 2 days ago.
Wait, I asked you today. Did he ever, when was the last time you stayed here?
A couple days ago, I just asked her.
How many days ago?
This time, the search doesn't yield any tangible results.
I bet you anything. He wasn't there tonight because there's only 2 beds and they're both sleeping on it. And the couch wasn't
so he's not there now.
So he's not there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put on the front to scare her. You see how shook she got?
That was good. I'm glad because when I took her in the back, when I took her in the back, I softened her up. So it was good that you got her worked up because I was able to soften her up. It works perfectly. You know, sometimes the frustration, you have to deal with the frustration in this job. Sometimes people are horrible liars, as she was, terrible liar. And, you know, the trail could go cold, but I have enough information to where if it does, I can heat it up again. Because I got into his mother's mind, and that's key for this job, is getting into the minds of the people involved. When you get to them, they start thinking about what you said, and I had the right words for her. I won't tell you what I said because I like to keep that to myself, but I had the right words for her to open up to me and tell me what I needed to know and get her to agree to do certain things for me so that we can catch him. Playing mind games is simple. It's a psychological war. Half of bounty hunting, half of tracking down and catching your skip or your fugitive is psychological. If you can trick them into believing whatever it is you're saying to them, you're gonna get them. You can promise them, you tell them whatever they need to hear. That's what I call it. Once you get to know who you're looking for, you'll figure out what it's gonna take and what you have to say to them. Once you trick them into believing whatever it is you're telling them, you'll catch them. 60% of the time, they'll come to you. All you gotta do is be convincing, have a golden tongue.
Back at the office, the Metro Fugitive Squad is about to tackle another fugitive.
You know, what company?
This time, Walter has his sights on a man wanted for a driving under the influence charge.
Bardales, remember him?
Playing hide-and-seek with the authorities for some time, this fugitive has been bouncing from one state to another, trying to escape justice.
Because I got a snitch that knows him.
Luckily for Walter, one of his closest informants knows the fugitive personally. Bounty hunters rely on their network of informants for the hidden clues they can't find anywhere else. Purchasing useful bits of information from them when necessary, Walter knows informants are often the only way to obtain fresh intelligence on wanted fugitives.
He knows everybody in town. He's a savage. If he don't know him, nobody does, especially in the Latino community. Right here.
Walter secretly contacts his informant by phone and arranges to meet with him.
Pull up a little further.
Walter is hoping that the informant will share with him the lead he needs to apprehend his fugitive.
When dealing with informants, first of all, they're looking to make a buck. So what's on the line for them is making some money because they may be broke as hell. Maybe they need some extra money to go get their next high. The other thing, from my aspect and for their safety, is we really have to guard their safety. When we deal with them, we usually see them somewhere outside of the neighborhood where they might live. They might, you know, call me and say, hey, listen, you know, the guy's here at such and such place, you know. So they tend to hide, and you have to help them hide because you don't want them to be seen. You don't want the neighborhood to know that who the informant is because you can get them killed.
¿En qué casa es que ellos viven? ¿La amarilla aquella?
En la última casa.
En la última...
De la amarilla a la otra.
La que está al lado de la amarilla, al costado.
The informant tells Walter about a house where he saw the fugitive a couple of days ago.
Bad thing is we're not sure if anybody's home.
Wasting no time, Walter and Ali quickly rush over to the location to investigate this promising lead. While Walter approaches the front door and talks to the owner, Ali covers the side alleyway in the back of the house in case the fugitive tries to escape.
It's a good place to be in the backyard, is to always corner the house so you can see all the windows and stuff. Make sure, you know, and the other guy, his job in the front is to corner the other side of the house. The best thing is, you know, when you usually sneak around the house at night, you know, you never want to face the window in case they see you. You don't know what these people have. So, you know, best thing is cover yourself, you know, the best you can, you know. The job is dangerous. I mean, anything could happen, but, you know, there's certain things you could do to pretty much cover yourself. So, I believe this is the best position to be.
The fugitive isn't there. In fact, he's already left New Jersey.
All right, just found out the guy's in Florida.
But fleeing to another state will certainly not stop Walter and his team. The gray buildings of Jersey City give way to the palm trees of Daytona Beach as Walter and his right-hand man, Reggie Tyler, fly down south in search of their prey. News sources put the fugitive at his sister's house in Florida. Jumping across state lines, Walter knows this man has no intention of returning to court, so it is up to him to get him and bring him back to justice.
Okay. All right, Reggie, our target tonight, Norman Bardalis. Okay, we got him on a warrant from New Brunswick. Okay, we got everything we need right here. We got the address from Florida. Got our authorization. We're good to go. Hello, Norman. Hello?
Walter double-checks his information by making a mock phone call to the house he is stalking.
Teresa. Okay, perdón. That was him. Let's go. That was him that answered the phone. Let's roll. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Walter moves towards the front door while Reggie checks out the back. Although the suspected fugitive doesn't have a history of violence, Walter isn't willing to take any chances. Desperate people can sometimes resort to desperate measures to stay away from jail.
I treat all cases the same way, in the sense that they're all dangerous to me.
¿Cómo está usted? Yeah. Necesito ver a Norman.
Norman?
Sí.
He's not here.
He's not here.
Usually, it turns out you get more resistance from a DUI or something than you do from these big gangbangers.
Was it you I just spoke to on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Norman at?
Oh, man.
Sí, ¿a dónde él está?
These little cases, they're not smart. If they skipped out on a little case to begin with, that's not very smart. So I find I get more resistance from the small ones rather than the big ones. A person wanted for DUI can come out and stab you with a knife, just like a person wanted on a murder. So to me, everyone is the same until you show me differently. I treat them all the same.
The fugitive is not at home, but is expected to return shortly.
All right, do me a favor. Park somewhere where you can see, because what we're gonna do is when he gets here, actually just park close. When he gets here, he'll be here between 11:30 and 12. I'll hit you on the radio. I'm gonna stay in here. You wait outside. When I hit you on the radio, just come on.
This unexpected delay gives Walter the chance he needs to perfect his operation.
All right, yeah, let him walk in. Once he walks in, you come on in behind him. All right, but otherwise, stay out of sight. Try to be as inconspicuous as possible.
By effectively talking to the fugitive's family and getting inside their heads, Walter is able to secure their trust and cooperation.
¿Cuál es el número de celular de él?
For Walter, the power of mental persuasion is an essential weapon. A few hours later, the fugitive returns back to the family home as expected. Facing DUI charges in New Jersey, the fugitive did not expect a bounty hunter to be waiting for him inside his sister's Florida home.
Norman, ¿cómo está usted? Tiene un orden de arresto usted en New Jersey.
The man offers no resistance as Walter explains to him why he is being arrested.
Lo que vamos a hacer es, nosotros vamos a ir vamos a pasar la noche en un sitio aquí, mañana vamos directo a New Jersey, a las 7 de la mañana. Lo vamos a entregar a la cárcel de viernes a lunes. Usted va a ver el juego. Y ahí se encarga el juego usted, ¿ok? ¿Quiere pasar por acá?
Being caught completely unexpectedly has left this fleeing fugitive speechless.
¿Está bien? All right, well, let's go. Okay. Gracias. Perdone la... When we make an arrest out of state, deep south, where we have to go, maybe if you drive, it may take you 10 hours to get there. Usually I'll opt to fly because I don't like to drive far. So in a plane, when you're transporting a prisoner, first of all, you have to pick what airline you're gonna put them on, because not all airplanes or airlines let you have them handcuffed. Secondly, to clear security, you have to get there a little earlier than everyone else. And in our case, we go through the usual security process. Then the prisoner goes in the back in a separate office with airport security and us. They do a more in-depth search of the prisoner. They verify the documentation, make sure he is a fugitive, and then we go on about our way into the plane. When we get to the plane, we have to alert the check-in desk that we're there. What they do is they board us first, and we get off the plane last. And the only seats they give us are the very last ones, all the way in the back of the plane where the seats don't even lay back. So you have to sit straight up in the last row of seats, and that's pretty much how it goes.
After delivering the fugitive to the local authorities in New Jersey, Walter pays a visit to his bondsman to collect the rewards of his efforts. Recovering fugitives can be a very lucrative business.
I normally pay Walter 10% of the face of whatever the bail is. So for the bail in Florida, he gets $500. I cover the flight fees. I cover any expenses that he inquired, the hotel, and the car. And, you know, the flights, that's my responsibility to take care of that.
It's a good deal for everyone involved, because if the fugitive is not caught, the bondsman could be forced to pay the whole amount of the bail. And once in a while, they come across cases with enormous bonds that can range between $50,000 and $1 million. The potential for a 10% cut on these types of cases is a very appealing payout to a bounty hunter.
There is no bond I will not touch. The bigger the bond, the more motivated I am, okay? The big bonds, there's one thing. When you're looking at $1 million bond, you know right away that's not gonna be an easy case. You know that right away. It's not gonna be something you're gonna knock on a door and boom, there he is. Those are usually what we tend to call hoop dreams. You hope to catch one, you work on it because you don't turn it down because you don't know what could happen, but you're not gonna catch one of those every day of the week. So when you get it, it's a beautiful opportunity and you work it until you run out.
Norman $4.
To be able to go after such lucrative cases, Walter first has to get the bondsman to call him and hire him as the bounty hunter for the job.
In this business, your reputation is paramount. Your reputation is the #1 thing you have to guard, because the better your reputation, the more work you're gonna have.
Bounty hunters have to work very hard to have their work recognized and respected. Some of their most ferocious critics are police officers who have had their opinion tainted by a few bad seeds.
The relationship with the police, between police and bounty hunters, it's an iffy one. Some places you go to and they're great. Some places you go, they'll kick you out of their town. It's in our opinion, an envy thing. They feel that we're doing a job that they had to train for years or months or whatever, go to the academy to be able to do. We're doing it, and in their minds, we're not even trained, and that's the first mistake, is that we are trained, but we're trained in one specific thing. The police are trained in a wide variety of things. They have a lot of different people they have to be. Us, we're one person. We are the bounty hunter. We're coming to arrest you. So we deal with one thing and one thing only. That's the fugitive. So it's an iffy one because of that. In our opinions, in our industry, it's an envy thing.
Fortunately for Walter and his partners, their spotless reputation has earned them respect in the field and helps them get information from places where others would simply hit a brick wall.
Guys, this is gonna be a good one, man. Cops know him. He hides in the crawl space. You know, this guy, you know, we don't have a photo. He told us he's a little shorter than me. He weighs about 150 pounds, you know? So, might make it happen, you know?
I'll come out here and make you ready.
The police gave Walter a photo of a man he's been looking for a few weeks. The friendly officer even gave them an address.
He's 20-something years old? I don't know about that. This guy looks a lot much older. He got 2 earrings, so one on the inside, so a little goatee in the bottom. Let's see what we can do.
Shouldn't be bad. Goatee in the bottom. That's not common. That's not common. Goatee in the bottom like that.
Once we get there, if he's not out on the stoop, as soon as we pull up, are these high-rise or low-rise buildings?
Dude, they're just gonna be projects.
They're just project buildings.
Yeah, so people are gonna see it's one way in, one way out.
One way in, one way out.
That's it. So
keep your eyes open
in
to the sides. As soon as you see him, just jump out at him. All right? There's no time to do nothing, no drive-bys or nothing. If you see him, jump out at him.
All right, so which address do you want to pull up to?
We're gonna go to the one the cop gave, 32. Well, that's all gonna be in the same section. Right, so let's do it.
All right.
103, 103. When we pull in here, we're gonna make this left. All right, if he's sitting on a stoop, we're gonna pull just ahead of him. You guys need to stop just behind him, and we're gonna try to limit him on which way he can run.
Walter and his partners waste no time. As soon as they get close to the address they're looking for, they spot a man who matches the description. Ali's quick reflexes allow him to jump out of the car and catch the suspected fugitive in seconds.
We need some ID.
I don't live out here.
Yeah, he got here.
On both sides?
Yep.
Everything with this arrest seems to be going perfectly, except for one small detail.
No, that's him, bro. Look at the eye.
I can tell you if that's him.
That's him.
Hell no!
They've got the wrong man.
That man look old. That's not me, man. I'm trying to tell you, what's that name like? For real, like, I'm back here playing Madden. I wouldn't even be here if y'all was...
Hold on to it for a second. Just hold on to it.
Walter double-checks his intelligence and confirms the man's identity with the neighbors. Everything points to a case of mistaken identity.
I ain't never been hopped out on like this. I'm back here playing Madden. I see these Jeeps pulling up and coming out front to see who it is. And y'all have me scared as hell. My fault. I'm just, look, let me shake my...
Yeah, you was looking shady, chilling in the corner like that.
You know what I mean? I wanted to see who was turning the corner. Oh, my God. I need some drink, man. Scared as hell.
See that? So I'm saying, so it's not him.
That was close, though.
Yeah, that was.
The bounty hunters will take a few minutes to check the neighborhood and talk with the locals. But if their fugitive was here when they showed up, chances are he fled the scene when they arrested the wrong guy.
All right, nothing going on at the front door. We're still knocking, trying to make entry.
Copy that, 101.
Walter's job sometimes draws him to the seedier parts of town. In Jersey City, the gang-infested projects is as violent and dangerous as they come. The Crips and the Bloods, two very powerful gangs, are fighting for territorial supremacy.
You don't want to mix Crips and Bloods, and let alone in the same projects. So that's dangerous. To go through these projects here, man, you have to have your balls well in place here because anything can happen, and if you're scared, you're gonna be up shit creek. You're gonna get hurt. They have a tendency of shooting off the rooftops and the windows, so it's really an unpredictable environment. You got drug dealers in all the buildings because they used to hold stash in one building, get the money in the others, deliver the drugs to a customer in another building. So you have a lot going on in a closed area, and if you are quote unquote the law coming through here, you're pretty much surrounded. So anything can come at you from any angle. And what are you gonna do? You know, so the danger is in not knowing what's gonna come at you and when it's gonna come. You just have to be ready and have a little bit of luck. Hopefully nothing happens and you walk out unscathed.
This is the place where one of Walter's fugitives, a drug addict with a history of violence, has last been seen. The fugitive has been eluding Walter for several weeks in an attempt to avoid jail time. Coming into the projects to investigate cases like these is extremely dangerous for Walter and his men.
This is what I'm talking about. Okay? You come here at night, you'll find them getting high. This is a dime bottle of crack. Those types of cases could be my most dangerous cases because you don't know what to expect. The young kids are real unpredictable. And most of the Bloods and the Crips in this area are teenagers. And they're unpredictable. You don't know what type of reaction you're going to get from them.
With the threat of violence as real as it is, the crew wears their bulletproof vests underneath their street clothing. The last thing Walter and his men need is to be mistaken for cops. In the projects, wearing a cop badge is like wearing a bullseye on your chest.
He's not home now. You might catch him later. Come through about 3 in the morning, you'll catch him in bed.
How you doing? Hey, guys. Hey. How are you?
Like most law enforcement personnel, bounty hunters form a tight-knit group. They regularly see each other outside of work with their families. Today, Reggie has organized a picnic, and everyone from Metro Fugitive Recovery Squad is there.
No, it was a hill.
Oh, shit. No.
It's a time to rejoice about their best-solved cases and a time to reflect about the ones that didn't have such a happy ending. This is also a good time for the bounty hunters to get to know the people they work with every day a little better. Ex-policewoman Tammy Ellis has been working with Walter for over a year. She's one of only 2 women on the team and one of the few female bounty hunters in the state.
It's exciting, you know, knowing that something we have to do, somebody we have to get, and knowing that other people are safer on the street once we get these guys. Once we get the guys or women or whoever it is that we have to get. It's exciting. I love working with the guys, you know.
For Reggie Tyler, it's all about helping people make a better life for themselves.
I get an enjoyment out about just being safe, trying to do the right thing. The right thing is people that just jump bail really shouldn't be out there. Handle your responsibilities, basically. You don't want to walk all day looking 24 hours over your shoulder. You have kids, you have family that worry about you. Nobody should have to go through the ordeal of having to come to jail to come visit you inside a cell. And we're trying to keep you out of there. You may have to go back sometime, but our main goal is to try to keep you out of there, get you on the right track.
The only ones who seem to suffer from this lifestyle are the ones staying behind.
The job can be very stressful in my family life because a lot of times work tends to overlap with home life. There may be days where I may have promised I'm gonna take my wife out somewhere, and the day or time will come and all of a sudden, boom, I gotta go on a job, and I'll be gone for 2 or 3 days, and then I gotta come back and make it up. You know, so it's stressful because I don't have that much time to be home when I'm busy. I may go away for a week, may go away for 3 days, come home for 1 day, and I'm gone again. So it can be real stressful at home, and it's sometimes hard to manage.
Walter's wife, Wendy, loves her husband, but hates his work on the streets. When Walter becomes focused with his work, he often forgets to call, and Wendy can't help but fear the worst.
I don't like Nikiaro. I don't like it.
too dangerous. I don't know if he's coming home or not. So.
A lot of ups and downs, because the job is hard. And it causes, at times, it crosses family with job. And, I mean, there may be days where I may have said, we're gonna go out at a certain time, and I may not even come home that day. So she's all ready for me to come home, and when I get focused on work, I get tunnel vision, and it's just work. So the right thing for me to do on days would be call and say, I'm not coming home. I'll just forget. I'll just keep going and going and going. I don't call, I don't say anything. And that's just me. When I'm on a job, I'm 100% focused, and I don't like to break my focus. And I just forget about calling anybody. It's just all about work. And a lot of times it takes away from family time. And this one here and these other two takes time away from everybody.
Bounty hunting isn't a job, it's a way of life. There's no clear line between what's work and what's play. The moment the barbecue comes to a close, Walter and his friends are back on the streets, doing what they do best, catching fugitives. They have a new lead in the Stephen Caldebra case. The elusive drug dealer has recently been spotted in an apartment complex on the outskirts of town. This time, bounty hunter Tammy Ellis is part of the strike team.
I don't treat women any different than the guys. The women on the team are the same as the guys. They have a job to do, they have to execute, and they have to execute to the fullest. So they get no different treatment than anybody else.
While Ali Mustafa covers the back door of the complex, Walter and Tammy try to sweet-talk their way in the front.
The use of women in strategy, that's another story. The women, they're able to get in and out of situations and places easier and more effectively than one of my guys would. So the women, I tend to use them a lot in bar scenes. If I want to get a guy out of a club, I'll let them go in there. They'll dress real sexy and turn the guy on, get him thinking he's gonna get some, walk him out of the bar or the club or wherever he is. Once we get him outside, it's another story. And you should see the look on some of these guys' faces when they realize they got had.
How you doing, bro? All right. Looking for us. The advantage to using a woman when you're in a house is a lot of times if you're dealing with somebody's mother, a girl might be able to bring a mother down much easier than myself or one of the big guys that work with me because it might be more intimidating. A woman can talk another woman down, or even another guy, if it's a bad situation, a woman may be able to talk him down.
The intel they have on Caldebra leads them to believe that he will not go down without some form of resistance. He might try to run, or he might choose to fight back.
856, right?
Either way, Walter and the crew need to be alert and ready for whatever's thrown at them. They are not taking any chances. The fugitive might be hiding anywhere in this apartment, and they do not want to be caught off guard.
I think they're in the 3s. But this one, he wouldn't have enough time to get in. We came in there.
Once again, it seems that Caldebra was one step ahead of the bounty hunters.
All right. Sorry to bother so early. Have a good morning. Thank you.
So it's back to the office for some footwork. Walter's got a truckload of cases on his desk, and his partners are eager to score some points. Walter decides that he wants to go after a young woman charged with drug possession. She's been on the loose for a few days now, and his sources offer some good information about her current whereabouts.
When I plan an arrest, we usually get together in the office first, or we'll get together on the street in a parking lot. We'll go over each file. I'll give the guys a rundown of every case we're going to be doing. I let them look at the mugshot. And then to back that, when we get to the area, to the house that we have to, so quote unquote, hit, we'll look at the file one more time. I'll remind the guys this is who we're looking for. Look at the picture again. This is what he's known for. He might come out of a back window. And I alert them to the dangers of each individual that we're looking for and what they're capable of.
In this case, as in most drug-related cases, they do not know what to expect.
Hello? Fugitive squad, sir.
Will they find a passive, drugged-out woman or a maniac in dire need of a fix? Nothing can be assumed, and every possibility should be considered.
When you're doing a hit, you usually want to do it early in the morning, and I'm talking between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. That's usually when you do your hits, because that's when you're going to catch people in bed, sleeping. They're usually less prone for violence at that hour in the morning. Open it now.
She's not here. She was here yesterday. I don't know exactly now. I don't know if she's coming back at all. How did you get to your basement?
Moving us up.
Derek,
Get one guy outside and stand by in the back.
Yeah.
Listen, if I find her here,
I'll go to jail as well.
Yeah.
I swear to God, she's not here, and I have nothing to do with her. She just happens to be my girlfriend's daughter.
The woman they are looking for is not there. The only one present is her mother's boyfriend.
She was here yesterday. That's the room she stayed in.
Which room? This room?
Yeah.
He says he knows nothing, but Walter is not buying any of it. If this guy wants to play mind games, he picked the wrong guy to play with.
You think her mother will tell me where she's at? Yeah, probably. She wants her to probably get her.
It looked like a spot that people used to hide up there.
Jason, yeah. That's the boyfriend?
While Walter continues to try and untangle the man's web of lies, Ali and Reggie search for evidence leading to the woman's current whereabouts. What they find will give Walter the final leverage he needs to find the fugitive.
Yeah.
The owner of the house is about to sing like a canary.
This is in our bag. That's what, see that? And the UPS sign. That's funny. Look at the little straw that she does her cocaine with. There's another bag. She probably did a fix before she left the house.
Oh, it's in your house. There is drugs then?
Yeah.
What's in there?
So, the way to get someone to cooperate with you is get something on them. We had a case where we went in the house, we found drugs in the house. The person we were looking for wasn't there, but there was someone in the house. So at that point, we took advantage, because at first the guy was acting like he didn't know anything. After we found all these drugs in the house, found a few dope bags, I tell the guy, I'm like, wait a minute, what's this here? This and that. And I pressured him with that, and all of a sudden he knew everything. All of a sudden she gets home after 3 o'clock, and her mother lives at this address, and you can stay if you want to wait for her. So a lot of times what you want to do is you want to get dirt on the person you're dealing with, and then use that as leverage to get them to cooperate with you in what you want to get done.
And who else lives in Jamesburg? Her grandmother. She is either.
So you're saying there's a possibility she could be staying at her grandmother's house?
It's not warm.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Okay, we're gone.
Have a good night.
All right. Hey, I'll be in touch with you if I hear anything.
Give me a call as soon as you know something.
Like I said, I'm sorry I couldn't have been more helpful.
Okay. I need a listing for this number. 609. The reason parents will give up their child or loved one, a lot of time it may be because they're just tired of their child constantly being a problem. Hello? You may have a child that just is always getting arrested for possession of drugs or getting high. They may feel that that's the way to help them, because they may have spent years trying to talk to them in and out of rehabs, and it just doesn't help. And they feel sometimes that, you know what, my child needs to be in jail. This is where he's at, go get him.
And that's exactly what happens here. The grandmother knows that the fugitive has got an appointment in the morning at the Office of Motor Vehicles. For Walter, it's only a question of getting there on time and setting up a trap to catch her.
We're gonna go in to see if she's inside. We'll be right back out.
With his men in place, the waiting game begins. After a long, sleepless night, the hunt is in its final stage.
There she go in the back seat. That was her in the back seat.
Where'd that car go?
Where'd that car go? My approach to arresting a male or a female is always the same. They're all criminals. I'm not interested in what your offense is.
Do you know where there's a MoneyGram?
Put your cigarette down, honey. Put your cigarette down. You got a warrant for your arrest.
For what?
You didn't go to court.
Okay, what court? What are you talking? Okay, all right. What is this?
From Plainsboro. You want to take her purse? Take her purse. Is it okay that he holds on to that?
Yes.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm on this guy's place.
Okay. All right, you missed court in Plainsboro, honey. You got a warrant for your arrest. Where the bail bondsman? Your cuffs okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Be careful, don't hit your head. There you go. 14 years I've been bounty hunting, and I think what drives me is the adrenaline, the adventure of it. There's no way to explain what it feels like when you hunt someone that doesn't want to be found. And you hunt them for, it could be a few days, it could be a few weeks, a few months, a few years. When you finally catch them, it's the biggest high that you'll ever get in your life. As long as I can walk and think, I'll be hunting. This is all I know how to do.
You know your job is one of the most dangerous in the world when your toolbox includes an M16.
This is where I got in the shooting, right here, Mullen Mifflin. Right on this corner.
You will witness what it is like to patrol the streets of one of the top 10 most violent cities in North America.
Police, open the door!
I've been shot at a few times.
Police, look at your hands!
Where there is a story to tell at every corner. Police officers in Philadelphia call it the greatest show on earth. But for normal citizens, it is a world of violence.
Where is he?
Did you hit anybody with that bat?
Drugs.
So you just shot your heroin up at?
And death.
He had a gun in his hand, and the officer shot off 5 shots. And this is the end result.
The criminals in neighborhoods like the East Division of Philadelphia will stop at nothing.
That amount right there is usually like a headshot.
That is why the number of cops killed in the United States has doubled in the last 10 years.
No, stay in the car.
In 2003, 52 died on duty.
The bar right here, there was actually a cop killed right here at the bar.
Philadelphia is also called the city of brotherly love. But Philly has a dark side. It has the 8th highest murder rate in the country, with 348 homicides in 2003.
The other one.
This one here?
Reckner. Honor. Here.
The night shift is starting in Philadelphia's East Division.
You know how important it is. That's it, foil.
The members of the SWAT unit are gearing up and are about to hit the streets. And being a regular cop can be as dangerous as a SWAT operation.
We supplement patrol, usually like the districts are short on patrol as it is, and we're just there to give them a helping hand.
Being the officer out on the street, I think they have the most dangerous job because they don't know what they're getting involved with. They don't know what they're getting into. You know, they're the first responders. They're the guys that respond to the original call. And then when they get there, based on whatever information they gather or whatever they can see, then they can determine what has to be done.
Rich Koborowski and Nick Machernik have over 15 years of experience as cops.
All right, we're ready to go.
They have the reputation of being at the right place at a bad time. For a cop, that means where the danger is.
Possible robbery?
Nick and Rich just got a call. As usual, they put the pedal to the metal to get there. A store has just been robbed.
3 black males, a robbery.
There are obviously enough officers to take care of the scene. Nick and Rich instead join the hunt for the robbers.
You see what they look like? They're wearing?
I couldn't tell you, they were running real fast.
The average citizen that you're in that area that they may live has to live there 24 hours a day. And they don't want to get involved because they don't want the pressure or any retaliation going to them if you help the police and, you know, in having someone arrested.
A direction. It's not much to go on, but Rich and Nick know the suspects can't have gotten far.
There's 3 black males right there.
Right on the corner, 3 men fitting the limited descriptions of the subjects. But at this point, that is not nearly enough information to act on.
Sam 112, what's the flash?
The flash information is a description of an offender who just committed a crime. And you know, if you don't have that right away, you're just giving that criminal more time to get away.
They need more. Approximate age of the suspects, their height, how they're dressed.
We're just waiting on flash. We don't have any description of what these guys look like. So there's no sense of driving around looking for someone we don't know who we're looking for.
Back at the scene, the officers are talking to the robbery victim to get more information on the suspects.
So they try to get as much information as quickly as possible so they can put it out over the radio so the other officers can patrol the area and hopefully get the information out fast enough where we can find the person. Some people don't want to cooperate. That's what it sounds like right now. You see all the police cars driving by, everybody's waiting.
From what we saw males running with dark jackets on and blue jeans. They're possibly the ones involved. Last location that we saw them was eastbound on Clementine.
You know what, dude? It might be that big dude. The black jacket.
Clementine, the street they were on just seconds ago.
Sam 112, we're going to be on location. Go, Rich. Go.
Being second on the job is not an option for these guys.
Police, open the door! The door's open.
Pick it up. Come to the door. You got a female at the window.
Come out. Come out. Let me see your hands. Come out. Come out. Pull up your pants. Come out. Who else is in the house? Bring it down.
Get them down on the ground. All the way down on the ground.
Who else is in the house?
I got the door.
Police, let me see your hands. Police officer, let me see your hands.
Steps.
Stand up. Stand up.
All them steps. Get down the floor, man. Get down the floor. Who else is in this house?
Don't lie. Who else is in this house? I find somebody in this house.
While Rich and Nick search the house, regular officers are frisking the suspect for weapons or incriminating evidence.
Who ran in the house?
Nick has found a dark jacket in one of the rooms, soaking wet with perspiration. Whoever was wearing it has been running pretty hard.
What room's yours? And upstairs? Front bedroom is yours? Which room's yours upstairs?
Some angry neighbors are saying the police have the wrong man.
you stop someone and they're nobody to the neighbor down the street, but they don't like the police, so they'll say, that's my cousin or that's my brother, and have no relation to that person, but just have a general dislike for the police department.
To make sure it doesn't turn ugly, the officers decide to put the suspect inside a patrol car.
They know what was taken in that robbery? Anything, money or jewelry or?
Don.
$1,000? $1,000? Okay.
The owner of the store has just arrived. He is obviously shaken from the blow to his head, but he is still able to identify the robber.
We found a jacket in the house, and the complainant positively identified him as soon as he pulled up. So they think two of the guys left in the car, and he stayed in the house.
But the key witness, the victim, is changing his mind.
Sir, you can't leave it. That's why when you get out of the car. Yo, hold on to him. I might be losing it.
Complainant's being intimidated by the people up the street. They're saying that if they don't, if he presses charges, they're going to get him. So they took the complainant at the end of the block, and we'll see what happens from there.
Like I said, the store's clear. I asked the owner, nobody touched anything in the store. So, and there's no blood or anything like that. So.
Finally, the man decides that he will press charges and just hopes he is doing the right thing. We have been on this call for 45 minutes now. In less than 10 minutes, another robbery will be committed. Then another 54 minutes later, and so on, 24/7, to reach the impressive 9,600 robberies perpetrated every year in this city. Officer Bill Hunter was brought up in one of the toughest parts of Philadelphia. He knows very well how it feels to live around here.
Being from that area, I think I take it on a little bit of a personal level when I'm out there to try to treat people with a lot of respect, because I know some people aren't there by choice. They're there because that's the best they could do. My block was right over there on the other side of here, within 100 yards of here, and I remember playing there as a kid. And it didn't look like this then, but over the years, I guess years of neglect, this is what it's amounted to now. I appreciate your cooperation. Do you have any identification on you?
Just see what's up. Things that happen a lot with the city. When you get into the busier districts, the cops are there because they want to be there. And you'll get cops responding to all these calls out here. Like, as we're going in on jobs, if they're priority assignments, you see all these 25th District cars here every single time. And we're racing to beat them there because there's going to be an arrest. We're trying to get it, and they're trying to beat us here. But that's a good sign.
Yeah, there's a lot of active cops.
All right, when's your intention on changing this over?
It'll be 2, 1.
No idea at all.
How you doing, Mr. Hunter?
Fine, thank you.
I know you are.
Okay.
Cooperating. I want no trouble.
Okay.
Turn around.
Turn around, Harry.
Yes, sir.
Harry, you have about, what, 15 bags of marijuana there?
It should be 10 minutes, sir.
Okay. Are they $10 bags?
Yes, sir.
I consider it dangerous, yeah. I mean, like I said, where there's money, drugs, there's usually a gun. Maybe he didn't have it, maybe the other guy had it, but obviously this time he didn't have anything on him. Next time there might have been a gun. We don't know.
Another day at the office for John Reckner and Bill Hunter.
Back to work.
It is roll call, where the officers learn about what's happened in the neighborhood in the last 24 hours.
Another shooting in the 26th District, 1400 North Franklin Street. 43-year-old Hispanic male, while sitting in his car, was shot in the face. He's in stable condition. There was another shooting in the 19th District.
I had a job where I had to shoot somebody and they hit a gun, and that was scary. But it happened so fast, you don't remember much. You just remember your partner screaming and saying, "John, he's got a gun," that's it. John! Nobody thought the guy would have a gun, but it happened so fast, and then as soon as I heard the word, I looked down, and lo and behold, guys are pulling up a gun. You don't know.
And today, I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but today at 10 o'clock in the morning, there was a memorial plaque dedicated in the memory of police officer Laretha Baird, who was killed in the line of duty She had walked in on a bank robbery in progress, and she was totally surprised by the bank robbers. They were still in the bank, and as soon as she walked in, they opened fire on her and they killed her.
A mistake in this line of work could mean your life. And the fact that I'm standing here talking to you means I haven't made that mistake.
Yeah, there's a lot of people say, I can't believe you do that job. I mean, my parents, they say it. My brother's a police officer, my grandfather's a cop, my uncle. My mom listens all the time to us when we're out in the street on the scanner, and she listens all the time. And she's like, I can't believe it. She goes, you guys go out there every day and those calls, and most people run away. You know, that's the job we want to do the job. We respond to the job. Person with a gun, we're there. Most people won't.
I did know her. She was a very nice woman. She never had a bad word to say about anything, even if they deserved to be talked bad about. She would not say a bad word about anyone. Okay, Lieutenant, you have anything?
Always prepare for the worst. You always prepare for the worst, you survive.
In the last 10 years, 10 police officers died on duty in Philadelphia, 3 of them by gunshot. Here, for a cop, the risk of getting shot is 3 times higher than in New York. It is mandatory to wear a bulletproof vest. It is made of several layers of bullet-resistant webbing sandwiched between layers of plastic film. But your life is still in danger. According to the FBI, in 2003, 2/3 of the officers killed wore body armor. The vest, made of Kevlar sheets, protects the vital organs, but that still leaves plenty of body parts exposed to danger. Cops are not the only ones burying friends and loved ones. All over these neighborhoods, you can see signs of the battles fought.
What happened was, officer in the 25th District got a radio call for a man with a gun. And as he responded, there was a male running down the street shooting a gun. And as he told the male to drop the gun, he had turned towards him, and the officer shot off 5 shots. And this is the end result. He's 21 years old. And this is how the people on the block memorialize him right here.
Will, you is a true soldier. Today, it's crazy. It's not like it used to be. I mean, today, people don't think twice. They'll turn around, they got guns, they'll turn around and shoot you. It's not like it was years ago. Everybody you stop can be a threat, can be a deadly threat. You don't know. You don't know who you're going to stop.
If a threat is directed at me, which could end my life, I'm trained, I'm actually confident I'm going to win that battle.
There's actually a few more down the road from other shootings over the summer. Actually, within a block, there's 2 of them.
The East Division is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city. There, crime needs to be fought from every angle, even from up above. And you may think you would be far from it all at 700 feet in the air. Not if you are flying with Officer Ron Scott and pilot Dave Bogg, the police department helicopter, known as TAC Air.
The thing I think that helps the most the guys on the ground is that we're able to be there within a matter of minutes if there's a foot pursuit, if they lost somebody in an alleyway where it's extremely dark and they don't know what's in front of them or back of them or side to side. Then we can come in with our thermal system, and we can also light up the alleyway so they can have a full view of what they have awaiting them.
Going at more than 135 miles an hour, TAC Air will take less than 10 minutes to travel from one side of the city to the other. The first call of the night, a shootout.
Reported for shooting, there's no flash. We have around 46 coming like 2 blocks from where we were. I'm not sure, sir, and then I can read that. Just go to that. All right. Clear left. Hold on.
Ron is in constant radio contact with the dispatcher, who is the link between him and the cops on the ground.
Whoa, look at that. TAC Air, this guy's right in the middle of the intersection, ma'am. You got 1 rescue 1 block away. They're almost at you.
The TAC Air mission is to scan the blocks around the crime scene to find the gunman. Witnesses saw him fleeing on foot, so he can't be far. The searchlight on TAC Air has an intensity of 30 million candles. How powerful is that? It is strong enough to burn a man's retina at 75 meters in the air.
Okay, male black, wearing all white except his blue jeans unit. He has on a cap also.
2 officers have found the gunman. Running after him, they badly need the chopper's light. It is dangerous enough running after an armed man, let alone in a dark alley.
6th Street, toward west. West down on Rusk, come towards number 6. BD1 is in pursuit of this male. West down on Rusk. Bring me around, Dave. Go north now. You got a white shirt on there. I got it, Dave. Northbound. Bring me left, bring me left. He's got on a white shirt. He's got a gun in his hand.
Ron doesn't have any equipment other than his sharp eyes to locate the officers.
Where is he? Where is he? Eastbound through the alley. Bring me around, Dave. Bring me around.
Through the alley. Tack here, light it up, please.
Tack here, I'm doing my best, ma'am. Stand by.
At BD1, where are you?
Bring me south a little, Dave. They're in.
on 6th Street, we're in the rear alley. At 6th Street, the rear alley. Let's get some cars over there.
6th, I'm here, where are you?
He's got a gun in his hand.
Tack here, have them guide me.
BD1. Between Piston on County 6th Street, I'm secure.
Where are you?
Where
are you?
Finally, Ron finds them.
What are you saying?
6th, right there where his car's coming up at 6th and Duncannon.
Got it.
Around there.
Tack here, I got them. I got my light on them. They had the male in custody. They're all secure.
Do you have the male in custody? Everybody accounted for?
He was nowhere close to where he was saying.
Let's start in. I think this is going to that sulfur soon.
Tack here 1, both officers appear to be okay, and it looks like the male with the long black jacket they have down there.
Okay.
A little bit of excitement. The officers were a little confused as to where they were, or we went in right on them. That happens though when you're chasing, you know what I mean? Especially the guy they were chasing had a revolver in his hand as they were chasing him.
Everybody gets afraid. Everybody's afraid. And I don't care. You're going to enter a spot. I mean, you're chasing a guy in an alley with a gun. If you're not afraid, then you're not human. And then you're going to run in like a wild man. You're not. I mean, are people that do that, but I think once they learn the job and they get more time on the job and they learn to get experience, you're afraid, but you got to handle your emotions and you just do the right thing. And the fear keeps you alert and you do the right thing.
And 2 people were shot, so he shot 2 guys. But this may have been a mutual shooting because there was a gun recovered on the ground next to the guy who shot. This guy bled out pretty good. You can see all the blood on the highway there.
Yeah, there's a good bit of blood.
That's, that amount right there is usually like a headshot.
The suspect has been picked up, and police are now running after, believe it or not, witnesses who just don't want to get involved.
35 Sam 1, do you have anybody or anyone have a witness to the shooting?
A couple saw the man being shot. Police have a description of their car. The helicopter has no problem locating the witness's car.
Is there 1, 2,
that's it.
Male, female?
That's a 4-door though.
That's it. I see you called out the ID.
All right, Tack here 1, we have the light on the vehicle. It's northbound on number 5.
All right, does somebody see if you can stop that car? There apparently are witnesses.
Or at the
I got a witness with me at the hospital.
They're at the latest pictures.
Shot. He can ID. Okay, excellent.
I'm not leaving till I get the gun.
It's got to be out here somewhere.
Who's the bartender?
The cops on the ground are now looking for the gun used in the shooting.
Speak English?
They find it in an alley, and Ron decides to shed some light on the mystery.
He dumped the gun right there where that burgundy deck is. Not burgundy, but the stained deck. As he went through the alley, and then they got him right there. He's got the revolver right there.
He's got it?
Yeah, he's got
it. All right, is the rescue unit, sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Is the rescue unit still on location?
He's carrying he had a black revolver he was carrying.
And they said they're still there.
As they were chasing him, he had a revolver in his hand as they were chasing him. At any point, he could have turned around and shot at the officers, which he didn't, but he still ran from them, and they went into a dark alley, and just so happens we were there for the job, and we were right over top of them and found them and helped them with the light. They secured the mail, they found the gun. Perfect example, they got to go home tonight and the bad guy went to jail.
In the U.S., every day, 5 police officers like Rich Kubarowski and Nick Machernak will get shot at. Knowing that, most of us would definitely pass on their job.
I've been shot at a few times, 2 or 3 times in SWAT, and 1 time when I was a patrol officer. Not everybody can be a cop, and you know I don't like getting shot at, but you know I know it can happen. You know it's not an everyday occurrence, but it's happened enough in my lifetime that once is too much. You know, but it'll happen again, I'm sure. And you just go on to the next day. You just make sure you're okay, your partner's all right, and nobody on your team's hurt.
For cops, it's part of the job, but getting hit by a bullet is also a very real threat to innocent citizens.
Hard lane, they just put it out before I go to job.
TAC Air unit also responds to the call. Its powerful beam has no problem lighting up the block.
There's a gunshot out here.
It is a risky situation. Rich and Nick want to help a possible victim as fast as they can.
It's got to be.
The windows are all smashed out of it.
But then again, the shooter may be behind the door.
There's a bullet hole here. Come out, step out the door.
Way outside, sir. Is everybody all right in there?
Yeah.
You got bullet holes right all through your house.
Right. They came up. I was sound asleep.
It is not a gunman, but an old man who comes out. Evidently, the pair has found a victim. Now, where is the gunman? The numerous bullet holes are a sure sign that he is not afraid of using his weapon. We are talking about a dangerous individual. Nick is going to check in the alley, gun in hand.
They kept saying that the guy was still in the area, so I was going back to check to see if there was anybody wounded, and then to see if the guy was back there. It takes a split second for things to escalate. I just, for myself, I'm always trying to prepare myself for the worst.
The side's all secure.
Here, being honest and minding your own business doesn't mean you are safe. Like in any battle, there are going to be some innocent people getting killed.
He's lucky.
He's real lucky.
He's lucky, man. Where that bullet came in,
There's a bullet hole here.
the guy was laying right there. He's lucky he didn't get hit.
There's a bed right here. That's a bullet hole.
Yeah,
They
looking
have
for a
description of the car.
green Chevy Tahoe. 3 black males in it. So could be mistaken wrong house. You know, it's elderly people that live here. You saw that. You know, obviously it was. They may have had the wrong house.
There's a crease here. See the bullet holes right here?
Look at this truck.
They got him, Rich. They got direction, Rich.
Huh?
They got direction.
Chopper's got it, sees it in the sky.
TAC Air may have spotted the shooter's truck. Storming the streets at high speed. Once again, these guys are putting their lives on the line.
Automobile accidents I mean, they hurt just as much as a bullet, you know what I mean? So you have to be really, really cautious and be careful when on this job. Just answering a job, you can get hurt by driving to an assignment.
Negative on that vehicle. Oh, is it? They got something rolling towards Lehigh Avenue.
Lehigh?
Yeah,
The truck turns out to be a dead end. Still on the prowl, this time it is the 2 officers who come across a suspicious truck.
That's a Ford, but...
Yeah, I know. I don't know why, if he's gonna...
267.
That's a Tahoe. That's a burgundy Tahoe.
20.
You see it?
Watch this person.
24 right now. I have a supervisor only for 2213. Oakdale.
It's an Envoy.
2213 Oakdale, okay.
Did they say they had a personalized tag?
Wait, there's nobody.
Then another one.
Sam 112.
I want us back anywhere on Roseville Street. Let's grab it.
Radio, can you do a mover for me? Pennsylvania tag, Frank Sam.
Nick gets the address of the driver of the truck.
9 on a Chevy Tahoe.
Albert, this is 26 District Person, got it so far. I don't want stuff. You supposed to be a big fight out there? Someone's beat up?
That's 2200? Yeah. It's 6 blocks south of the...
I had 1322. We just went in for a disturbance.
Yeah, dude, he's Puerto Rican.
67.
Still on the hunt, Rich reflects on what just happened.
Someone was shooting from the top of the block, shooting down at somebody, and they may have been chasing someone around a car or whatever, firing at them. You know, may have missed them, or for all we know, someone could have been hit and taken to the hospital. I mean, we don't know. But there's a lot of bullet holes in that car, and there was a lot of casings they found up the block.
Yeah,
so
these are so much better.
they have some people coming together now talking about it, so you may be able to piece it together and maybe get somebody before the night's out. You know, I lived here all my life, as the guy was saying. He says, I don't have a problem with anybody, and he's just taking that like he don't talk to nobody, doesn't associate with anybody out there, and he feels that he's fine. But you know, he could just be at the wrong place at the wrong time one time when something happens, you know?
In the United States, on average, each year, close to 800 innocent people die for no reason other than being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
A little girl was killed in a playground at school. Her father or her mother was letting her out and taking her into school, and local gangs had a gunfight right in the middle of while school was going in, and one little girl got hit and was killed.
Nobody in their right mind would want to raise kids in those dangerous conditions.
Sometimes I feel sorry for what they have to live through on a day-to-day basis, where I just have to go there and go to work, and I can go home. And when I come to my home, I don't have to deal with anything like that. But they have to live there 24 hours a day and deal with the things that we have to fight.
At the other end of the city, officers Bill Hunter and John Reckner are also on the graveyard shift.
There's a robbery up at the upper end of the district. It's a pointed gun robbery. It was just dispatched, so it's pretty fresh. John's doing an excellent job driving and getting us there quick.
Over the radio, Bill and John get information on the two suspects involved in the robbery.
Yes, sir. Any flash on Franklin Street? Where?
Black male, black jacket, blue jeans.
Black man, black jacket, blue jeans. This description doesn't help much.
All right, we're in the area.
Criminals in this neighborhood have redefined the word camouflage.
Just look for anybody with black clothing. Like I said, everybody's wearing black, so. This summer, it's really hard because most kids all have T-shirts and shorts on, or T-shirt and jeans, boots. And everybody's color of the day. It'll be everybody will wear a black T-shirt one day, the next day they'll have a gray one. Day after that, they'll have a white one. And that's just, I guess, to confuse us.
The robbers fled the scene in a black car, and a black Cadillac has been spotted going full throttle on the boulevard. The pursuit is on. Once again, the helicopter is part of it and is very effective to scan a large area.
See our helicopter up there? It's TAC Air 1.
TAC Air 1. I don't know if you have a car available, but northbound on the boulevard, passing 4th Street, we got a black vehicle. This guy was all over the road, cutting people out up 5th Street. Now we got him northbound on the boulevard.
I enjoy doing the SWAT thing, but I also enjoy doing the police work. I enjoy going out, you know, helping people if I can. Where's the boulevard up here? I enjoy making the arrest. I'm always there's a prior to call. My partner and I, we're the first ones to pick the radio up. We respond. I mean, we're supplementing patrol, but we're always, if there's something going on, we're there.
All right, TAC Air, he's in the innermost lane there.
Great. I know, I'm just trying to make sure I can watch them and everything else.
Keep my level for you guys.
All right, TAC Air, we're coming up to Masher, Wyoming right now. You can probably see us. See where the helicopter is? The guy's not too far from us. Once we get in the middle lanes, we'll go to the middle lanes, Right here.
I got it.
Now, let him rip.
John now pushes the engine's 300 horsepower to the limit. This is not a movie. This is real life and present danger. To drive at this speed, you need superior, well-trained driving skills and nerves of steel.
Looks like he's going to have the red light here at Barricaded Boulevard outside of Reagan's there.
What kind of car are we looking for?
Cadillac, black Cadillac.
New car right there behind the white vehicle, center lane.
The one directly in front of us? Which one?
Now he's going to be off your right-hand side there. I got my light directly on him.
Trippet?
Behind the white older model, looks like a Chrysler.
Hold on, we're here.
Okay, I got it.
John has his sights set on the car, and there's no way he's going to let it get away.
That's the one. That's the one, Bill.
John! I got him. He ain't going nowhere.
You got it, guys. That's the one.
No, stay in the car. Stay in the car. there a problem?
No problem at all.
Okay, any reason you're driving the way you are? Is this your car?
Yes.
Okay.
You never know if someone's going to pull out a weapon. Like I said, I know I'm right-handed, and I know I will always have my right hand ready. If I walk out of a car just for the simplest thing, my right hand is ready. I might hit the snap on my gun on the way down. I might not pull it out, but I might hit the snap just in case I have to reach for it. That's one less movement I have to do. As each situation presents itself, it just changes.
We'll go to robbery. We're not talking.
Yeah.
John.
Right away, Bill sees that the two men inside the car don't match the description of the robbers.
Check the passenger side of the car.
All right, there's nothing.
This is address.
Bill checks out the driver on the computer before letting him go.
Now, I'm going to leave this alone even though you were driving the car and I don't have a license on you. I could pursue that if I really wanted to, okay? And I'm not, okay? Here's your license, your registration, and I appreciate your cooperation. Thank God nobody was hurt.
You're right.
Okay, guys?
Something I learned early in my career, and I still carry it with me today, is I always decided that whenever I speak to anybody, my initial start of the conversation, I'll speak to them the same way I would talk to them if I didn't have a badge or a gun. And if some kind of, anything escalates from there, it'll be their choice, not mine.
Radio went, hold on.
Right before leaving the intersection, John has a flashback.
The bar right here, there was actually a cop killed right here at the bar. Right here, Reagan's bar.
It seems like every corner has a bad story. But Ron in the helicopter pulls his buddy back to the present.
Tack on, just go to C or B. What's going on now?
Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Bill, how you doing, man? Thanks a lot for that.
No problem. We thought he was involved in that robbery. I'm sure you were, too. I mean, there's a lot going on at that point.
Yeah, man, he was boogieing ass up this street there.
Ron and I went to the academy together.
But thanks a lot for grabbing him.
No problem. It was John Rector's keen driving skills that got us there.
I thought he was going to run at you guys when he started pulling up when the vehicle got in front of him.
So did I.
Yeah, so did we. I'm glad nobody was hurt. And we're going to watch the end of the football game at Daddy-O's tonight.
But the beer and wings will have to wait. Ron and Dave get the call no cop wants to hear. Officer down.
This is the highest priority call we get in the city. This right here.
What that means to us is that someone in our family needs help, because that's what we are. We're one big family.
12 police cars have flown to the scene. That is what is called brotherhood.
In my mind, if I'm working and it comes out officer shot, officer down, I want to get there as fast as I can because that could be me there. And we're all we got out here. We're all one big family. You know, we all work together, and that's the way it works. All for one. I mean, there's no one else going to have our back. We have to help each other out.
Okay, there he is laying on the highway. You see where my light is? The fire department's working on him right there. That's the victim that was shot right under the supply sign. They're going to scoop him in a second.
It's not up down here, but we haven't found the shooting. Stand by for flash.
Found it.
You up to 22 North 52?
Found it shooting, but it's not a cop. Which they give out. They'll give out flash information, and we'll do the sweeps of the streets and see if we see anybody fitting that flash and have them stop. But so far, they're giving nothing to any kind of description of the person who shot him, or, you know.
Even though Ron is up in the air, his police instincts are still very well grounded.
Yeah, well, you know what? They should check inside that Beauty Land supply right there to see if there's a camera. Because if the guy was shot right there, you know what I mean? Medics are on location now with them.
The paramedics have arrived. While they're trying to save the victim's life, Dave and Ron get the crucial info they have been waiting for, a description of the suspect.
Black male, about 5'10", 160, with short hair, white, non-type t-shirt, and blue jeans, in his mid-20s.
All right, we got some flash now.
Units, I can check the music stores in nearby, sir.
20-year-old black male, blue jeans, white t-shirt, light complected.
A music store near the location on the street.
No jacket? Guess not.
It'll be north of it.
It is a cold night, and the fact that the suspect is not wearing a jacket will make him stand out.
Keep me here, Dave. 1954. Go ahead.
TAC Air strikes gold again.
TAC Air 1. Air 1, go ahead, sir. That car, eastbound Filbert towards 52nd. I got a black male, white long t-shirt, like a long john, with dark color jeans on. He's coming up to 5-2 now. 1925, I got him. 625, let me know if that's going to be suspended. ID card, just on the stop law. All right, TAC Air, there's one officer that has the male stopped. He's on the northwest corner, southwest corner. I got my light on him. He was just standing out, like, fitting the flash completely, you know what I mean? Blue jeans, long white shirt. I don't know if your MVP is found. I'm not going to check. Everyone out here is wearing a jacket except for him. We're good for about another 5, and then we got to scoot. Yeah, well, you know what? They're okay. He's got plenty of people. Let's go. That's a black on the box for a record. All right, gentlemen, we have to go because we're getting low on fuel.
On the other side of town, John and Bill are taking a ride down memory lane.
This is where I got in the shooting, right here, Mullen Mifflin. Right on this corner. I got a narcotics sale, and I just pulled right up on it, and my partner and I, we got out. And we were trying to do the investigation. We identified ourselves, and my partner saw the one guy. He was reaching underneath where his shirt was, and he pulled out a handgun. And I was on the driver's side, and I just discharged once through the door. And he was turning this way, looking straight at me when he did it, and it hit him right in the abdomen area. So he was arrested, and there was a lot of narcotics, a lot of crack cocaine recovered. The passenger gave a statement to the whole thing. The passenger in the car was a female. It ended up being a good job, but it's a shame that happened like that.
Night has fallen on Philadelphia and has drawn trouble with it. A whole lot of trouble.
Cars up there, fine. Patrol officer. At this point, I don't know if he's on or off duty or in or out of uniform.
An officer just called in on a cell phone asking for help.
Got you cross traffic bridge.
Responding 1900 bridge, slow it down. Sufficient police personnel. Clear. Responding 1900 bridge, slow it down. Sufficient police personnel.
What's that bar? Bridge and Tarsdale.
Yeah.
It's assist officer. We don't know what it is. We just drove through here.
Yeah,
we just drove through this.
We just
this
came
block.
right past here.
At the location, it is complete chaos. The latest flash is that an off-duty officer is in trouble.
A lot of things go through your mind. You think of an officer laying down hurt, needs help, and people standing over him, not knowing what to do.
Standing on his porch, Nick recognizes the officer who called.
You guys getting out of here? Sorry. All right, let's go, guys. Off the corner. Let's go. Good. Let's get out of here.
It was just a fight between a couple of houses, that's all. If you stay around, then the crowd keeps gathering to look around and see what's happening. So we try to get out of it as fast as we can. The quicker we get out, the crowd will disperse. So if we get called back, then they'll just start maybe locking some people up.
If I was to go up on a situation where there's 50 people fighting each other on the highway and I'm working with John, the last thing I want to do is get in the middle of that. Because right now their anger is focused towards each other. If I was to get in the middle of that, that anger could be focused towards me.
Every cop can tell a story where he felt his life was in danger. So much so that he had to call for help.
Person that was wanted for a shooting, and same situation. Nobody in the house wanted to help. No one wanted to say, yeah, that was the person, but when we left, that person tried to get physical with myself and my partner, and we got jumped by the whole family.
When I was working narcotics, there was about 4 of us that made a takedown on a narcotics corner. And as we were arresting the sellers, the entire block emptied out on us and attacked us.
And I had my jacket pulled over my head, and I was just trying to fight for my life and just try to protect my gun.
But I remember that was a pretty scary situation because we were probably outnumbered 100 to 4. The thought of the danger isn't so much when it's occurring, it's after it occurs and after you react to the situation.
How you been? You recognize me? I worked out here a lot of years. Right, yeah, Hunter.
Yeah, I know you.
Right. Exactly right.
Bill worked in the narcotics division before switching to SWAT. He knows how the dealers act, but much more importantly in this case, where they hide their drugs.
White t-shirts behind you. White t-shirts behind you.
There's some here.
John's gut instinct puts him on the alert. Bullseye. Bill finds bags of heroin stashed there by a dealer.
Information obviously was pretty good. What this is we found some bags of heroin stuff behind a wall right here. Seems to be about maybe 10 of them here. Nobody's here. We're going to just take us in. We're going to turn it in, but at least we got some heroin off the street. One of the neighbors on the block were kind of concerned that they were selling it out here.
They are now looking for more drugs stashed in the alley.
That's an old bag.
What they do is they hide it in the alley.
You know, no matter how many times you show it on a TV or on a camera, you just can't depict that smell. And it's
amazing. Could be anywhere if they have it stashed in here.
At the end of the alley, there is an abandoned house. For the drug dealers, it is the perfect storage space. Looking for more drugs, the guys go inside.
There's a back door to an alley. It's probably, yeah, see when it's open.
Right.
They come in, they're running out the back door.
They're running out the back door on us.
They may have been in here, and we don't know. They probably could have ran out.
We find some of the abandoned houses dangerous because as we make our entries into them, a lot of them are booby-trapped with missing floorboards, or John and I had went into a house last week where we went into the back window, but before we stepped in, we looked down, and there was a big square cut out. So if we weren't looking down and preparing ourselves for something like that, you could have fell straight through to the basement.
Typical drug house. I'll show you a couple things. See the empty baggies on the ground? Isn't it? There's a gun case. Someone on the street obviously has a gun on him. You see this case in here. See all the empty baggies all over the place? This is where they're storing everything.
So you know there's a gun out here somewhere. There's the holster.
Another gun on the street. But thanks to these guys, less drugs. But their job is far from finished.
We got a complaint down here on the railroad tracks that they're selling heroin. From this spot here, the lighting really is not that good. You can see there's a car down there all burned up. And through the shadows, we can see some silhouettes moving around. We'll get a little closer look. We're going to go down over a fence over there and see who's down there underneath the bridge. Yeah, there's people down. You can hear them, too.
Philadelphia is a consumer heroin market. The increasing availability of cheaper, higher purity heroin over the last few years has caused the problem to spread from the ghettos to the suburbs.
This is the bridge we have the report of them selling heroin from. What you have here on the ground, all these are empty needle cases. Obviously, the users are using their heroin here, too. I would bet that the person who was under here selling, this is his office down here.
And you don't have to look far to find a customer.
Oh, Indiana Motor shooting.
I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing. What's your name?
Jose.
Jose? What are you doing, Jose?
This is sure.
All right, what bag was it? Bart Simpson?
Yeah, it's a clean.
All right, well, pick your needle up, Jose. I don't want you to leave it here on the ground. See your arm. Put your arm out.
Why?
That's where you just shot your heroin up at? How many bags a day you doing?
Huh? The system, then,
You only do one bag a day?
Huh?
I think you're lying to me.
No, leave it.
¿Cuántas manteiga por día? Solamente uno por día? Cuatro. 4 bags a day.
Tragically, heroin's popularity among teens is getting higher. They mix heroin with cocaine or alcohol, a deadly combination. Nick and Rich are in a race against time to catch a young man armed with a baseball bat and threatening to use it.
We had a kid a few years ago who was beat to death with baseball bats over nothing. It was, you know, one neighborhood against another neighborhood. It's stupid, yeah. But, you know, the violence, it just escalates and escalates very quickly.
Who's got the baseball bat?
This guy went down there. What happened? Oh, that guy with the baseball bat?
Yeah.
He's telling us,
All right, one guy at a time.
he's telling us that no one's safe around
White
here.
t-shirt and cell phone.
Everyone should go.
Okay. On his cell phone?
Yeah.
They're saying no. He's saying yeah.
He's saying it's the guy right there. The guy with the blonde hair and the cell phone.
Where?
Just walked right here.
For Charlie.
He went in through there.
You're going to send me an updated list.
Okay.
Okay, so there's something on my end. Just let me know.
Where's the bat? Blood all over. Where's the bat? Where's the bat? Where's the bat? What'd you do with it?
no bat off.
What did you do with
Why is everybody, all these cars, everybody's saying you had a bat?
It's over there.
What did you do with the bat?
They were trying to pick you out.
No, the boys rolled on me, officer.
They rolled on you?
Yes,
What
that's why I
boys?
got the
Where's
boys
the
in
bat?
the park over there.
Where's the bat at now?
It's over there.
Did you hit anybody with that bat?
No, sir.
Put him on. Well, let's find out if somebody over here.
I promise you.
Hold on to him for a minute, Nick. Is it laying on the sidewalk?
Spread your legs.
Yeah, I don't have
He
it.
came up to me with the bat.
Did you see him hit somebody with the bat?
No, he threatened to come back up here every night until he found kids his age hitting him with bats.
Did you actually say that?
Yes, he did. Right to my
I'm just
face.
very mad.
You're very mad.
They rolled on me, officer, in that park. Kids in that park rolled on me. I went up there just to have a discussion.
Hell, do it. To discuss it with a baseball bat.
No, before this happened, they all rolled on me, and then they said they're coming back to me with guns.
If you run, I'm going to chase you. You understand that?
It is Halloween night, and the young man says that he was out to avenge his niece, who had her candy bag stolen by a group of kids. Armed with a baseball bat, he decided it was payback time.
No, because when the kid
Where's
grabbed
all the
me,
blood from?
It was from my nose. My nose was bleeding.
Yeah, but how's the nose from your blood on your back?
Because my shirt was, he pulled my shirt off me, and then when I got up, I went like this, and then we stopped fighting. I picked
Like
my
you
shirt
hockey
up.
pulled your shirt, so it was over
Yes.
your head this way?
Yes.
Okay, and he's not wanting.
He found the candy thieves, but got beaten pretty good by them.
You see kids fighting over who's crossing what street, or, you know, somebody's sister said something to another kid. That day we saw the kid with the baseball bat. That was Halloween night. It was over candy. That's all it was.
You know, you're risking getting yourself hurt.
Well, you're actually hurt. Look at you. You probably got a broken hand and a
over
broken
something,
jaw.
over something that can be replaced. You can't replace your life. You replace a bag of candy. You know what I mean? All right, you gotta think.
Go to the hospital, get fixed.
Thanks a lot, officer.
Person with a gun.
You know, saying I'll go out and buy another bag, or I'll get another bag and go out and try to knock on some doors real fast to get more candy, you know, or just buy another bag tomorrow for his niece. But he tried to take it on himself, you know. But thank God no one was hurt, you know.
Yeah, this is perfect. Thank you.
Patrolling the streets of Philadelphia, you ask yourself the question, can this change? In only 4 days, we came across drug dealers, junkies, senseless violence, and death. So can this change? The answer is yes. But it means that police officers like these guys are far from being out of a job. They will have to continue to risk their lives to make the streets safer.